out on us again.
Can we have some expression on your face? He's like,
I'm waiting for you to do something.
what do you want me to do?
I don't know. I thought you were going to do something with your contraption here.
I think we better wait and see if anybody tunes in again after last night. We might.
Basement Treasures and Antiques. How can I read that from here?
Go ahead.
Yep, I was right. And there's Karen K again. Hello.
We're back.
We are back.
And this is it.
It is.
I got my best hat on. I'm all wired up. Hello, Anna. Is it Anna? You have to say it all.
Ann Miller. Hello, everyone.
Ann Miller. Ann Miller. Didn't she marry? No, Ann Miller was a dance instructor.
She was an actress too.
Is that the same Ann Miller?
I don't know. Oh, I just got an ad. Darn it.
Ann, are you a dance instructor? We're back. Karen Williams. Karen, I think I might sell you that Meridian B Sugar Bowl. I don't have it with me right now. It's out in my truck.
We've got some stuff to show you today. We did another day of shopping.
But it's got that risque stuff around the top. Yes, we came back tonight because we've got another haul for you. Good evening, everyone. I'm Scott from the Old Curiosity Shop, and this is somebody I've known for 4 years.
Longer than that.
I don't know.
But we met 4 years ago.
That's Vintage Vinny from Vintage Vinny's
Antiques
and Uniques. And when I started my channel in January of 18.
It was 18?
I started in January of 18. There were very few of us. You already had your channel.
For 4 years at the time. I started in 13.
You were already on. I found you and Michelle at Thrifting 101, and there was just a few. There weren't a whole lot, and it's really grown. So that's how we found out, because we both do the thrifting thing.
Excuse me.
So that's why we're back. Now we're back tonight. So we'll say hello, everybody. Hello. Sorry you missed us last night. Well, you're here tonight, Sandra. Welcome. And Justine. Oh, hi, Donna. Welcome again tonight. We're probably not going to be as long tonight, but we do have some more things to show you. And there's a secret piece of artwork. Right. Do you see that? Covered up right back there?
Behind my giant head here.
See that thing? That's going to be the unveiling. And we were going to show you what that is. It's going to be an amazing thing. So thanks for joining us again, John and Sandy and Connie.
Yep.
Vinny, they can't see you.
Oh, sorry. Here, I want to move my phone over.
Well, just in case, see, Vinny has his cell phone, and we don't want you to think that he's on there playing Oregon Trail.
No, I'm engaging with you all while he talks and shares his stuff.
What do you mean while I talk?
Well, while you're sharing your things, I want to make sure I'm answering questions or letting you know that there is someone that has something they want to say because I can't see it on the laptop.
Right. So he's actually engaging with you on his cell phone, not being rude and disconnecting from you.
Absolutely not. I'm not Animal Crossing. I'm engaging with y'all.
So we just want to make sure that you know that. Hi, Mary Bell. Is it Mary Bell? And if who did I kept calling Mildred last night?
It was Robert Millard.
Robert, if you come back tonight, I will not call you Mildred.
I think you had Ray Milland on your mind for some reason.
The last name kind of looked like Mildred, and I was doing it just got me thinking that it was Mildred.
Should we wait for some more folks to pop in before we start sharing stuff?
Yeah, I am back in my vintage. We continued our conversation today. If you were here last night, oh, I know. What do we want to ask them? How many people what today? Oh, we better wait.
CRS guys, I'm sorry. I'm having a brain fart.
At least you don't have that vulgar shirt on again.
That was not vulgar. I'm trying to think. What did we discuss? The heat must have taken some of my memory away.
Well, hi, Anne. Is that your new headset? Yes.
Let's see if we can connect it to your modern computer here.
Hello. Yes. All I have to do. The problem is I can't find a plug on my laptop.
Well, shoot.
If you watched last night, you already know. And if you didn't watch last night, this is my circa 1935 Western Electric telephone operator headset. We already talked about Lily Tomlin and Ringy Dingy. But I was telling you last night, I feel like I'm shouting. Am I shouting?
No.
We didn't ask them if we're breaking up.
Yeah, is our reception okay? Because it was kind of choppy last night.
I think it got choppy in
YouTube world.
Is it chopped?
No.
Amy
says good.
Amy liked your shirt, so okay.
Yeah, it's fine. Well, I do want to warn you, I do have some pinup today. So it's not like really bad, but it's not like the stuff on that sugar bowl.
Oh, we won't do that sugar bowl again.
I know, but it's nothing like that.
Well, I was telling you last night that my great-grandmother lived on a great big old farmhouse where they lived for generations. And they would have different women sit in this little telephone hut for a couple of hours a day to work the switchboard. There were probably only like maybe 30 farms on that line. And this is up in the mountains, rural Pennsylvania. And this is back in the 1930s. So we have photographs of the little wooden building that she sat in. And this is the kind of thing that they used in those days as telephone operators.
Excuse me.
For the women who worked on the switchboards. And so a couple of you told me that you had grandmothers who did that as well, who worked on the switchboard. Yeah?
I think they did. I don't remember who said that.
Somebody did.
I know Amy said that she used the next generation headset when she was an operator at Bellphone.
Well, this won't come up very well at all, but
that came up nicely.
That is my great grandmother, who I knew. Now, she was born in the 1890s, but she lived into the 1980s. And I was born in 67, so I knew her. That's what she looked like. You can't really see that.
That was good. It was clear.
She did not mess around. You did not get dirt on her linoleum. Look at those little lips.
Perfect.
Huh? No,
it's showing really nicely.
Does it show okay?
Yeah, it really is.
And then this is horrible. This is very late. What, you couldn't what?
I couldn't find the sugar bowl in my 1886-7 Meridian catalog, but I've got 5 other silver books to check. And then she put the thumbs up emoji.
All right, Karen, check for it. I can send you pictures of it. Well, you could look at it in the video again. And then this is kind of late in life when back in the 70s, a lot of old women wore wigs like this. So, I mean, this is really like she
looks like she's wearing cat eye glasses.
She did. This is in the 70s but she's got that lipstick on and those earrings and everything. With those old like champagne wigs. Did anybody's great grandmother wear wigs like that?
Weren't wigs really a big thing in the 60s?
Yeah, wigs were a big deal.
She got pictures from the video, she said.
So
Karen.
That was my great grandmother, the telephone operator. That wasn't her career. She only did it for a couple of hours a day. I don't know. I imagine they only had a telephone. They could only use the telephone for a few hours in those early days because there weren't very many people there on the farm.
So what do you got to share with us today?
Well, I have very little, so you're going to do 3 things. I'm going to do 1 thing. 3 things, 1 thing, right? Because I have so much less this time.
Oh, whatever works. So what you got for us today?
Oh, you're not going to go first?
No.
Oh, my word. Well, I don't know what to show them first.
Why don't you start off with that?
What, that?
Yeah. It's already unwrapped, or it wasn't even wrapped to begin with.
Okay. So the first item on tonight's thrift haul is a 1930s cream and green stovetop. Your grandmother dyed her hair with that awful purple dye.
Yeah. Amy says that her sister and she used to try on the wigs at the department stores.
Donna says, bless her. Oh, I know, with that wig. I know. But they still like to get all dolled up. So a 1930s, I don't have one of these, and I've always been looking for one in good condition for the stovetop. Now it's rattling because somebody stuck that in there. That's not original to this pot. Ooh, what is that?
What?
Oh, those are my receipts. Down there. So
I forget where you bought that.
I don't remember, but a nice cream and green 1930s enamel stovetop coffee pot.
Hasbro had plastic wigs for little girls. Interesting.
And this is in good condition.
Yeah, it's really nice. I like the green handle. Perfect.
All right, now, so that was one thing, and now it's Vinny's turn to show some things.
Okay, so what do I start with?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, I know Halloween's right around the corner. So we were at a shop that I don't even go to very much because the prices are a little. So found this in the shop. It's one of those old Halloween noisemakers. I actually have this one, so this one will be up for grabs pretty soon. It's got a witch, and there's an owl on a moon. It's a little banged up, but it still works. Yep, it still works.
Let's hear it.
And then it says, I don't know if you all are going to be able to see it, U.S. Metal Manufacturing Co., made in the U.S. Right at the bottom. It's probably not going to show up on camera very well, but that's what it says. Oh, and she's got a black cat there too.
Oh, the cat is down at the bottom.
Down at the bottom.
Hello,
yeah.
Salem.
Yeah, there's Salem right there. Although he doesn't look very happy, does he?
Well, Salem was a curmudgeon when he became an old man.
So that's really cool, and I think I paid $10 for that, which is pretty good. So am I showing something else, or are you going?
No, because I have so little.
Okay.
I don't have as much.
Okay, so this came, and pardon, she doesn't have any clothes on, but this is an ideal Tammy doll. I'm sure you guys can tell by the head.
Tammy who? Wynette?
No, Tammy. Well, this doll was made to portray Debbie Reynolds, who played Tammy in the original movie, Tammy and the Bachelor. But I know that in the 60s, they did 2 other movies, like a sequel to it, and Sandra Dee played the role of Tammy.
What's wrong with her?
I don't know what's up with her hair. It's got a hair tie in it.
Her face is dirty.
Her face is a little dirty, but I am going to clean that up before I sell her. I'm going to try to get her original clothes and her original shoes for her, because she'll sell better that way. I think I got her for like $4.
Yeah, she needs to get in the tub.
I wish I had inspected it before I bought it, but I'm glad. Okay, the doll. I wish I had inspected the doll, because sometimes when you look like on the top of her head, sometimes if you're not careful, you'll notice that patches of hair are missing. So you have to be careful with old dolls like that because sometimes you'll have a patch of hair completely gone on the top of the head. But I was fortunate enough that this girl is not missing too much.
What kind of outfit is she supposed to have on?
She's, you know what? I can find it on Instagram maybe. She's supposed to have on a blue jumper and some flat shoes. Let's see if I can find it real quick. Probably not because it's all the way down on my feed. We'll see.
You get a whole different view from the backside.
Oh, wait. I know I've got a picture of it. It's just way deep in my little archive.
They're all on the edge of. Well, I showed them a picture of my great grandmother's wig, so I guess I shouldn't be making fun of you.
No,
I should be making fun of you.
You make fun of me anyway. So
as does he.
We poke fun at each other. That's just how we are as friends. I know I got her when we moved here.
Anyway, hello everybody. Tonight, she looks great even with the wig. Oh, my great grandmother or that?
Here we go.
Who looks good with a wig? Oh,
let's see if that shows up.
Oh, she's got on a
yeah, it's like a blue jumper and white shoes, white flats. That's showing up well. Oh, you know why? This is what I originally found her in, a wedding dress.
I hear the something. Tammy. Is that the song?
I think it starts with Whipple will you and I know.
Whipple what?
That's just how it was when I watched the bio of Debbie Reynolds. That song was played from the very beginning, and that's how it started.
Who sings it?
Debbie Reynolds does.
Oh, she sings it.
Yeah, she sings it.
Tammy's what? Got no clothes on.
No, she's completely bare, unfortunately. But I'm sure someone on eBay has the original attire, and I will dress her.
What will she sell for? What's wrong with her? What's on her right there?
It's just a little bit of
no, right here.
Oh, that's the tape from the tag.
Oh, okay. I thought she had.
I'm not sure. It's been a while since I've picked one of these.
Gotten into those Chinese lantern flies.
Oh goodness.
No, not Chinese lantern. Spotted lantern.
Spotted lantern flies. But yeah, I think I will do pretty well with her. If I don't get the outfit for very much, I'm sure I can make some decent money on her. And she is in good shape.
Ooh.
Are you pulling my chain? Okay, so is that only two? I forget.
Yeah, but maybe I do have enough to show two things to show.
Do you want to share two more things since I already did?
Yeah.
My two? Go ahead.
Well, I have to unwrap this one.
Big deal.
Should we say hello to anyone else?
Yeah, let's see who else is here.
Hello, everyone.
Antique Agenda, I'm not sure just yet. I have to get the outfit for her, and I got to do my research before I decide what I'm going to price her at.
Okay, thank you. I have to go and find what's unbelievable. You're unbelievable.
Oh, yeah, this is funny.
Oh, Tammy's in love.
Yeah,
Tammy's in
that's
love.
The word. That's the song.
Right. What did I think it was? I don't know.
Well, Kathleen Crowder said, instead of old, may I suggest vintage or mid-century? Those noisemakers were popular when I was a child. And then she puts the laughing emoji.
Hello, Mississippi. Termites in love. Oh, Tammy's in love. Termites.
Oh, goodness.
Okay. Hello, England. How you doing over there? Did it cool off in England?
It wasn't cool here. It was hot.
Yeah, but it was 104 over there, and they don't have air. They don't run air conditioners like we do here.
No, thank you. I need my AC. I get miserable if I'm really hot.
And from California, Linda. Hi, California.
Hi, Linda.
Oh, it's 80. Okay, thank you. So 80, that helps me because I don't know Celsius. So it's about 80. Well, autumn, here it comes. Hello, North Carolina. The Adventures of Amy and Tony. We just want to say hello to everybody and not to be too. Look at these.
Those are very cool. And they have the original lids.
Yeah. And they're not reproductions. Be careful with your jadeite and your cobalt. They were
yes.
repopping this stuff like mad in the 1980s
Echo.
and the 90s. Woo! Watch out. If you're new, I mean, if you've been doing it for a long time, you know. But if you're new, please be careful because you will get snafu'd. Hello, up in Maine. Wow, I know. So they do have their original lids on the top, which is fantastic. And I don't have, I've got the Hazel Atlas Modern Tone. And if we look on the bottom, we do see HA.
That'd be a good indication of if it's old or not. Looking for the mark.
Yeah, well, there's no, they don't have a reproduction. Well, and those are old lids too.
Oh, yeah. But they would have, they wouldn't have those marks on the bottom if they were repros, would they?
No. And a lot of the repro glass, it feels slimy.
Yeah, you can tell.
Slimy. There's a slick, slimy slime. And it has a ruddy. You
can tell.
You feel it. You get to know it.
Absolutely. Yeah, those don't have that like really slick, like
so very
texture to them.
Very architectural. These very skyscraper.
Very Empire State Building.
Salt and pepper shakers. Do you like these? Reminds me of the Chrysler Building. Yeah.
Oh, I was trying to say hey. Instead I typed get.
Hello, both of you. Just saw. How did you see us on Dee's channel?
I was at her sale when I was at home before I came back up here.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, those are very cool.
I don't remember what I paid for them, but I was excited to get them.
You paid $18 for them.
I did?
It was 40% off of 30.
How do you remember this?
Sometimes the brain works. Sometimes CRS hits and I forget a lot of things.
Tammy. Okay, your turn.
No, you just only shared that one thing.
Yeah, but remember I'm doing one, you're doing two because I have less than you.
Okay. Should I share this and we can start that convo, or should I just share some other stuff?
What combo?
About what's vintage or not, or what we consider. Were you guys here yesterday and we were talking about what's considered vintage or antique or any of those terms?
Do we want to get into that again?
Well, I want to get their input on because I'm from
we got their input.
I'm from the 90s. And, my generation right now is trying to relive their childhood, with He-Man, TMNT, Mario, all that stuff that was really in when I was a kid. And this was awesome. It's got the same place that I got the Halloween Noisemaker. Oops, sorry, I'm going to block you. It's a 1989 Nintendo Ice Capades pendant, and it's marking the 50th anniversary of Ice Capades. And it's got all the Nintendo characters. We got the Mario Brothers. We've got, I think this is called a Fly Guy or a Shy Guy. We've got a Goomba. Looks like we got the bomb here. And then we've got one of those like shell things that you could use in one of the games to like distract your character. But see, would this be something that they would consider retro nowadays because it's like somewhat new coming back? Like I see a lot of stuff from the 90s and the early 2000s resurfacing. So what are you all's thoughts on that? Would you consider this maybe more retro in today's world? Granted, on someday it's going to be vintage, but
on Sunday it's going to be
vintage? Someday. I meant to say someday. At some point, this is going to be considered vintage or antique because this is like the highlight of Nintendo. So what are you all's thoughts on that? Retro? Because, if we don't think the 80s are vintage, what do you guys think?
How's the lighting?
That's good. So Amy says retro, not yet vintage. Retro is what Deborah Cabasa says.
Yeah, okay. How old is that?
This is from 1989.
Okay, that's from 1989.
So 33 years. I love it. This is my jam right here. Did you ever play Super Mario or anything? Like at the arcades or Donkey Kong or anything like that?
No.
Never? Really? My dad did. Oh my gosh.
The very first thing that came in that was a big hit was Pac-Man.
And yes. Pac-Man.
That was like 80. Was it 81?
I think so.
Prior to Pac-Man, we played pinball machines. We didn't really have the electronic. I think Pac-Man, and then there was one called, was it Space Invaders? I don't know.
Maybe Galaga is what you're thinking of.
Listen, when I was 13 years old, I was taking apart vacuum tube radios and toasters and manual typewriters, and
so you were kind of like me now back then in
Yeah,
terms
yeah.
of like
I wasn't
vintage
interested in beep 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 electronic, sit there in front of a screen, and
right.
that had no fascination for me.
That was the opposite of my dad and his brother. So everyone is saying something different after this. So
I'm
they're
not
saying,
surprised.
isn't retro something that is made to look old now? And then Donna says, definitely not vintage yet. And then Antique Agenda says, I still consider retro as the 60s and 70s kitsch, but I'm probably behind in the times. Dandy says, retro is good. I have some Pee Wee Herman stuff that I would call retro. And then Dana, Grace 2010H, says, as much as I hate to admit it, the 80s are vintage. And then Linda Schreer says, yeah, vintage. So is Donkey Kong. Linda 2L says, I'd say give it 10 more years to be vintage, so retro. It all means something different to everyone.
And that creates confusion.
Yeah, it does.
For buyers and sellers. And what I would like to see is for some authority, I don't know who the authority would be, not me.
Respect my authority.
But I would like some group of authoritarian people in the business to define, because it's okay that definitions change, but if they change and they're so nebulous so that it makes it difficult for buyers and sellers to understand, I see that that has been the trend with the term vintage. That's what I've seen. Because if you go back to the 80s or the 70s, go back 40, 30, pre-internet. Remember the word vintage? It was used to describe clothing.
Yeah.
Vintage clothing. You never heard the word vintage in an antique store. Unless they were selling clothing. Do you guys know? Are you old folk out there like me? Remember? So, and I know language changes and evolves, but I'm just saying that it hasn't always been this way. And I think the issue that I have is that vintage has become a catch-all phrase. Everything is it's like the default word to describe anything.
Yeah.
And I think websites like Etsy, it might have been Etsy, came along and I think just arbitrarily decided vintage is 20 years old. I'm not sure Etsy has the authority to redefine this in the antique world. So I think the confusion is, are these vintage salt and pepper shakers? And we went through this last night. I would like to see, and if we go back in time, antique was pretty clear. Now, I'm not talking about the definition for imports and exports. There's a specific definition among countries in terms of import export, right? But it was pretty much accepted that anything antique was 100 years old or 75 years old. That was pretty much the accepted. And things newer than that we called collectible.
Someone said that in the chat. They classified that pendant as collectible.
That's what the terms were. You did not hear the word vintage. You didn't hear it. It was antique and collectible. So there's nothing wrong with the word vintage. I like it. It's a wonderful word. I'm not knocking anybody's, but I think now when we just call everything vintage, it makes it more, for instance, all right, I'm rambling. Let's say I have two of these and Uncle Henry comes over and he breaks one. Now I need to replace this. I'm going to go online and search for 1930s Art Deco salt or pepper shaker. That's what I'm not going to search for vintage salt shaker. Am I making sense?
I
So,
pick up what you're laying down.
For the person selling this, if you just use the word vintage for everything, like, everything that you sell is just vintage, 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 I think you can miss out on buyers. So it's not about, I want you to do what I say. I think it helps buyers and sellers if we're more specific.
Oh yeah.
And if you want to say vintage, say it, but
add characters,
the
choice words.
The search words are so important. So if
Keywords,
you want to say, vintage 1930s Art Deco, great. But if you just say vintage shaker, I may never find this.
Or you'll have thousands of listings to search through to find what you need.
Just put the word. So I hope I don't want to sound like an expert. That's not how I want to come off. I don't want to come off as, because I want to help buyers and sellers.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe it's a matter of be quiet. You're old. Everything has changed. I don't know.
Well, there is some kind of, like you said, with the evolution of the word vintage, but there's always a circumstance, like a repercussion about it.
Well, I'm not arguing what is vintage or isn't vintage. But I just question Etsy coming along and saying anything 20 years old is automatically vintage.
I think,
I'm not sure why. I think that might have hurt the antique world a little bit, because it's so hard now to figure out.
I think the intention of Etsy was to maybe.
And I'm not knocking Etsy.
No, I think that maybe the intention was for it to be retro, because they have lots of boutique and or they were originally, I think, a boutique or something like that. Or they wanted to make it retro and bring back the old stuff. But then they turned it into a boutique. You could sell your crafty stuff on there. They could do this, you could do that. Because I don't think that they're that restrictive anymore. Because if they're letting people sell their crafty stuff on there, and it's not old. So maybe the intent was to try to bring back things in a boutique fashion. Well, but it's different now that this whole thing is blown up.
What do you think? Shouldn't this be regulated? Shouldn't there be more of a structure to this rather than just, I don't know.
What? I'm confused. Beware your wares. What?
I don't know.
I'm confused, Linda.
So I agree. Vintage has become a catch-all description. Yeah, I think it has, because it's kind of like, vintage is just in front of everything. Like, that's the only word you need to describe something. Vintage coffee pot, vintage salt and pepper shaker, vintage hat. I don't know. Vintage Coke can.
Give me a year.
We're missing. I think we're missing something when we.
We're missing the creme de la creme.
Are they ready for us to be quiet about this? They're probably saying, "Shut up."
No, she said it should be more precise, but who's going to be the authority? That's what Amy said.
Well, I don't know. Maybe all of the auctioneers get 100 people together in one room, and they say, we need to standardize to help. I think it's all a matter of really helping collectors, buyers, and sellers.
Let's see what
to find their things. I don't know.
Well, it's like what Sandy just said. Vintage means used, just like you said yesterday too.
Yeah, you're right, Sandy. Is it Sandy?
Yes, Sandy Robertson.
And I kind of feel like just stop using the word vintage and just say used.
But vintage kind of gives it more of a spark,
Yeah, but to me, that doesn't mean anything.
No, not if you're not being descriptive and using keywords. All it does is, like you said, used.
Vintage hat. Well, that's not an antique.
No. Or is it? You look like an old school golfer in that hat.
I don't know.
So what else do you have?
Well, is it helping? Is this a fun discussion or not?
I wasn't trying to, mess the...
Let's see, Wendy says vintage is everything less than 100 years old. But Wendy, okay, But it didn't used to be that way. It used to be we used the word collectible. So are you now saying that the word, you don't hear collectible anymore?
Vintage collectible.
Well,
just saying, people use
no,
it.
but I'm saying, so have we thrown the word collectible out and now we just mean vintage
Wow.
instead?
This vintage piece is collectible. Like I don't know, that vintage Tammy doll is from 1965 is considered collectible.
Vintage is like a catch-22. I want to know what you guys think because I really want to know. A lot of you have been in this collecting world for a long time, and maybe I just.
It says just what I know from antique sellers. 100 people will have 100 different opinions.
Yes.
But it can also be a generational thing too. Like, I mean, look at the two of us.
Yeah, but
about a 30-year age difference. What I guess you could say we classify as vintage or antique may be different because of the age gap.
All right, but I'm still going to stick to this. If I list this as a vintage blue glass shaker, there's a whole audience out there that's not going to be able to find it.
No.
Because more descriptive is a 1930s Art Deco, even if I don't know that it's Hazel Atlas.
Or Anchor Hawking at this point. Because, people mix that up. I think what the bottom line is just use keywords, be descriptive, do your research.
Yeah, those descriptions are so important to get people to find. More so now, you know what? It's because of the online selling. When we went to antique stores, we didn't have this much confusion. Remember when we just had to go to a store to find stuff and we didn't have to search online?
And the reference books, I don't think classify.
You are talking about getting ISO standards. What's ISO? I don't know what that is.
ISO.
You told us collectibles were mass produced and not worth anything. I didn't say that.
I didn't say that either.
Who says I said that?
I won't call anybody out. Well, I think I know what Sandy's saying.
Oh, you're talking about like the Norman Rockwell plates.
Like things like that were made to be collectible. That's a different thing. Those are not. Those are not going to have any value because they were made to be collectible.
Yeah. What do we think? Like Norman Rockwell plates,
any collector plates. Although there might be some exceptions to the rule. What else is usually out there that was deemed collectible that's not anymore?
Oh, like Beanie Babies tanked.
Beanie Babies have tanked.
I know there's like one or two out of all the millions of Beanie Babies out there that are worth 10 cents. There's one or two that are worth $1,000. But for the most part, your Beanie Babies are.
Yeah, pretty much. They still make them. They still make Beanie Babies. So things like that. I mean, and granted, we always say there's an exception to the rule, but overall, there's a lot of things that are out there.
Oh, industry standards.
Yeah,
Karen.
I like what Karen said.
I do too. I never use words to find items online. Too many people don't have a clue what they're selling.
I do have to say, though, that, that can work in your favor, too. It's a double-edged sword because there are times I've gone to antique stores and I've seen something that I wanted for so long and they didn't know what it was.
A sleeper.
Yeah, and I got it for a really good deal and I knew the value. But it also can hurt you in a way because someone could say, oh, this is like that clock we saw today. They said early 1900s clock when it was clearly from the 30s.
Oh, yeah.
Or something like that, for example, and they price it at something that is unreasonable because they don't know what it is. They haven't done their research. And they could be mistaking it for something else that is more valuable when the reality is that piece they have is not what that is specifically.
Mm.
So it's a double-edged sword. You just got to know what you're doing.
But it's fun because there's just so much to learn. Like this is such a fascinating thing to be doing because none of us will ever learn this. I mean, you talk about studying glass. Whew. It's so much fun because this can keep you alive. This can give you a reason to get out of bed because there's something to learn.
I'd like to point this out too. Forgive me if I pronounce this wrong. DANNDYOO2. I'm seeing that a lot with glassware.
What's the comment? We don't know what
the comment is, or they use a price guide from 20 years ago and prices have fallen since then. And we've seen that. We've seen like the child slag glass tea sets. Remember, we've seen those before in the box and they want 80s prices for them.
Yeah.
The problem with don't get me wrong, those price guides are great reference, especially if, the internet doesn't have everything. But at the same time, there are dealers who specialize in certain things and they haven't gotten out of the mindset because, it's a different generation. Internet exists. A lot of things that were harder to find 30, 40 years ago are now, very common. Like these noisemakers, for example. My dad remembers my grandparents going to auctions and getting a ton of these, and they were able to sell them for, I don't even know, like maybe $20 a piece or something like that back in the 70s. But now that they're, the internet's surfaced, everybody has them.
I'm listening. Here's another comment I want to highlight. Angel, I can't. Anyway, I struggle with the concept of too many things being vintage, but it seems to be an expected descriptive term for anything older than 20 years, and I'm trying to stop using it for anything newer than the 90s. So I think we're all
in agreement.
Well, I think we're
to a degree.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're all sort of have different ideas and opinions and struggle with it. I think the takeaway is it would be really good in this world of collecting or industry or whatever you want to call it, if somehow it could be
like a universal thing, like this is what it's supposed to be.
Try that with your pantyhose. How many of you said it today? They're all going,
yeah.
What? If they weren't here last night,
that was hilarious.
Who was sitting at a traffic light today, just waiting, to get to the grocery store, and you just whipped out? Say it.
I did. Try that with your pantyhose.
No, you sounded a little.
Was that not French enough?
She was French. You sounded a little Eastern European.
Well, I am Eastern European, so.
Who? Come on now. Is anybody admitting? Donna is laughing and covering her face. You didn't do it, yet you did.
Try that with your
Did you watch last night? No. They think I'm off my.
You're off your rocker.
Well.
So Sandy says that she remembers when Roseville was locked up, and now it's sitting out because prices have dropped so much.
And that, what's funny?
But
it's right.
The prices have not at the dealer, at the malls haven't.
Well, no, you go to the flea markets, or no, you go to. There's some thrift shops. The Roseville is out on the floor, and the Pyrex is locked up in the
case.
It's changed. And if you're in this business, you got to change with it. The hard part is when you collected all this stuff 40 years ago and paid woohoo, and now it's heartbreaking to let Roseville go for $15.
Yeah.
When you spent your life collecting it, that's a heartbreak.
That's another, I think, maybe, plus and negative to being in this industry is you have to watch prices on things.
Vintage seems to be a catch-all.
It
yes,
is.
I watched and cracked. What did you watch and crack up at? The pantyhose?
Pantyhose.
I'm trying to do your pantyhose. What? Try doing that to your panty. Yeah, I got it wrong. I couldn't remember. See, the commercial was 1977. I was only 10. Was it 77?
Yeah. Try doing that with your pantyhose.
You can twist it. You can
stretch it. You can stretch it.
What I want to know is the funny part is at the end of the commercial, the man comes on and says, if you're not happy with your pantyhose,
right,
put them in an envelope and address them to Pantyhose, Grand Rapids, Michigan. Did any of I want to hear from someone who was not satisfied with your pantyhose. Did you put it in an envelope and address it Pantyhose and send it back to Grand Rapids, Michigan to that French woman? What was her name?
Claudette Laberge.
Claudette Laberge. Aren't you glad we got off the subject of?
Do you remember Joe Namath wore pantyhose?
Yeah, he was a football. He was a.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Didn't he do Noxzema?
I think so, but don't quote me. I didn't live back then.
Oh, you were a leg scout. Do people wear pantyhose anymore?
I think they still do.
We're getting.
Maybe we should get off the subject of pantyhose and get back to the
There was a skit on Saturday Night Live last season about trying to get young people to wear pantyhose. Did you see that on Saturday Night Live?
Did you guys ever take old pantyhose and put them over your head and have somebody pull it and you make funny faces? Oh my God, my dad did that with my brother and I one time, and oh my God, we laughed so hard at the faces we made.
Is that what you do here in Maryland to amuse yourselves?
This was years ago. I haven't done that in ages, but it's
We
so
had more
funny.
sophisticated humor in New Jersey.
You got to remember the household I grew up in. We laugh at dumb stuff.
They're saying, get on with the haul.
Yeah, who shares
Listen,
something like
just
that?
hang out with us as long as you can. If there's something better to do, and I'm sure there is, don't just feel free to get up. Get yourself a
cafe.
pack of nabs and a Coca-Cola.
Maybe it was nylons and not pantyhose. I think it may have been nylons that we did.
What's the difference between
nylons and a pantyhose? I don't know. Maybe the material was thicker or something. I
had to wear them once. Okay, I'm going to tell you. I had to wear pantyhose. No, I had to wear.
They did.
I was a Christmas elf in the Passaic Mall Christmas Parade, 1985, Passaic, New Jersey. Be quiet.
What?
I was a freshman in college in 1985. And they would come and in 1985 we would do anything for $30.
Well, what was $30? What was $30 then?
I had to put on green tights and be an elf in the Santa Claus parade at the Passaic. Was it Nutley or Passaic? I think it was Passaic. Passaic, New Jersey, Christmas parade. Christmas. Did anybody have to do that? No, I didn't wear fishnets.
Ooh, that's like Betty Page, Elizabeth Taylor stuff.
We had tights.
I don't remember.
It was awful. We had to get dressed.
Because I know there's this like a pantyhose where it's kind of like pants, and you just put
Only
them on.
women with nice legs should attempt
bare legs all year.
Donna,
long.
you're in North Jersey. Is there still a mall in Passaic? I think Donna is in Jersey.
I don't know. My mom was a pantyhose inspector.
What?
All right.
How do you? Oh, so that little inspector number 9, that was your mother? I mean, not that she was number 9, but that little thing that you get in your pants pocket when you buy a pair of pants or something, and it says inspector number 9. Your mother did that for pantyhose? I never knew there was a mall there. The malls were in Paramus. Maybe I was in Paramus. I was at William Patterson University, WPC. It was William Patterson College then. WPC, we party constantly. I didn't. But that's what...
Fishnet was big in the 50s, wasn't it? Because all the pinup girls used to wear that stuff. All the cheesecake girls wore that stuff.
Don't ask me. Now, should we get into this? We're getting ready to open up a
floodgate?
You said we shouldn't.
I think you should. Just show them the manufacturer flaw.
All right. Now, Vinny will not use a book. Hold this, please. I try to get him to get a little Warman's pocket guide. You can keep this in your glove compartment. So we're looking at it, and it looks like ribbon. It looks like Aurora. It looks like Aunt Polly. It looks like a lot of different, but forget that. Here is the issue with this. Auroras. Yeah, see? I know. Here. Can you find Aurora?
Does it go by
But
chronological
Amy,
order?
Hey, Amy, I want to ask you something. If you recognize Aurora, here's the funny thing. It should be right in the front. Yeah, it should be.
It goes in order, right?
Alphabetical.
Okay. In order, alphabetically is what I meant.
Okay. It makes more sense that you were in Paramus.
There we go.
So show it so they can. Yeah, it's Aurora. Aurora. Right. Here's the issue with this, cats and kittens. Perfectly fine teacup. Beautiful. Put the teacup down. Look at the saucer. Now,
Got a little.
let us describe. This was not broken. This was not chipped.
Mm-mm.
This was not filed down. This was not polished. Feel that.
It's just like a little manufacturer flaw. I don't know how it happened, but it's smoothed over. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just a defect.
Well, we know that depression glass, the whole idea is that it was mass produced on the factory line. No human hands touched it. It was all machine made. And let's see what they're saying. What do they say?
Grace 2010H says, what? Was the saucer made that way?
Okay, Grace. I think this is a manufacturer's flaw. I think that when this hot glass, or was on the conveyor belt or whatever, it hit something and it smoothed out. This is completely smooth. Somebody out there is going to say, oh, they manufactured it that way so that it could sit like in a cupboard.
I don't think that's why it was.
I have never seen in any of my depression glass books, Jean Florence, Mawsey, or go all the way back to Miss Hazel Marie. I've never seen any of the experts say that any of this depression glass ever had like a plate rack thing. But I don't know. I think it's just a wacky manufacturer's flaw.
That's all it is.
It just came out of the factory that way. Now, what say you? What do you say, folk?
Amy just says it's weird. And then Aaron says it was low-cost glass. They didn't care.
Well, that's right. That's what we're saying. It's just I think it happened in the factory. It was just a flaw, a defect.
She said that Dana says she likes it.
Yeah,
I think it's neat. I like it like that.
That's why I said, I collect cups and saucers. Depression glass.
But honestly, though, if you did want to display it in a china hutch, you could put that facing down in the little thing, so it doesn't even show.
Yeah, I think it's great. I think it's part of the charm of the defects that you find in.
Amy says she's found cups that were rippled on the rim.
I bet you have.
And Rebecca, forgive me if I mispronounce your name, Stefka. Rebecca Stefka. It doesn't bother me.
No, you don't, Big Spiderbeck.
Who's Big? I've heard that name so many times, and I cannot remember for the life of me who that is.
He was a cornet player, but this Big Spiderbeck, 1927, he's playing with us. He doesn't find it disturbing.
I've got plenty of flaws, Sandra. Trust me. I am flawed beyond belief.
The cup looks too big for the saucer. No, it's not. It might be the way I'm.
Bonnie says that it flawed, wouldn't it be more collectible? ?
Yeah, I think so.
Because there are tons of things out there that are flawed that have value. I forget, where did you get that at one of the shops, or did you get that at one of the thrift stores?
I'm adding that to my depression glass teacup and saucer collection.
If it was a coin, it would be very valuable, says Colleen.
What is the name of that particular blue? Who made Aurora? It's Ritz blue if it was made by Hazel Atlas called their blue Ritz blue. Is it Hazel Atlas?
Yes, it was.
Well, what do they say?
So it was manufactured by Hazel Atlas Glass Company in Clarksburg, West Virginia, and Zanesville, Ohio in the 30s. Pieces were made in cobalt, Ritz, blue, crystal green, and pink.
Okay, cobalt, Ritz. Yeah, that's...
Excuse me. But yes, they say Ritz, which was the cobalt, crystal green, and pink.
Yeah, you're familiar with the Modern Tone by Hazel Atlas? They called that Ritz blue.
I like the handle on this. That's the same handle they use on
Yeah, look, they're
ones.
shocked. You're consulting a book. I tricked him into it. Hello, Denver.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I've got a head-based book. I've got a Coca-Cola Collector's Guide by Petretti.
We're just messing.
I mean, look, glass is not. I don't want to say it's not my thing, but when I see something really cool or unique, I will buy it. Like that nymph face by McKee. I love that thing. And I saw it and I knew what it was. I was like, oh, cool. I'll get it. Now, I will say, though, vintage glass or the antique glass is, I would say, better quality than some of the stuff that we have now. Wouldn't you say?
What?
That older glass is better quality than the stuff that we have now? Or do you think it's kind of all the same to a degree?
I can't answer because I don't buy anything new. I don't have anything. I don't own a single thing that's new. No. So I can't compare it. I don't like buy new. I don't shop for new things. So I can't answer it. Gotcha. Isn't that funny?
I mean, you are you. Oop. What is the guide Vinny's using? I picked up a depression glass creamer today.
What is that?
Identify the pattern. It's Teophane.
Well, tell us what the...
Warman's. It's Warman's guide.
This is the pocket guide.
What? I have a lunchbox one too that I need to fish out.
And keep this in your glove compartment. And this has a beautiful...
I have that glass that's on the
Sometimes it's really difficult when they just show the picture because you can't always see, but they do a pencil drawing. So you can really see the pattern in this particular guide. I mean, forget the prices. Nobody uses price.
Yeah, you can't go based on
this. Is just for identification. Yeah, I love this little thing. I had one years ago, ripped it to pieces, and a subscriber sent me this. I was thrilled. Because I used to carry this around. I can see myself now, age 21 years old, sitting in the auction house with this.
Really?
Yeah.
Times were different, I guess, back then.
Yeah, we didn't have cell phones.
We didn't have the trusty cell phone back then.
We didn't Google reverse image. We couldn't. We didn't have it. It wasn't a thing. Oh, don't let me forget Love Nest.
What is? You never even told me what that was.
You'll see.
Is it a box of some sort?
You'll see. Show them what you have. We said we weren't going to be 2 hours. How long have we been already?
We're fine.
I feel like
love this.
No, but I don't want people to feel like they have to sit here and watch us.
Like they don't mind. So wait, Karen had a question for me. She said that she may have bought a piece of Waterford from me, and I had not known it.
What?
I'm confused because I usually know when something is Waterford. Karen, you'll have to let me know because I don't. I'm usually pretty good at noting.
Excuse
Waterford.
my rear end.
Just don't break wind.
I have to show you what's behind this.
You want to unveil that?
Woohoo! No, not yet.
You don't want to unveil that yet?
No.
Okay.
This is going to be dramatic. What's behind that?
You're in it right now.
I have to get another Diet Coke.
Oh, I got you.
I'm in what? Show them something else.
Okay, I have to pull
Lemmy?
up. Yeah.
How do you spell Lemmy?
Lemme. Okay, so we were at one of the local shops here, and we were just finishing up. I looked up on a shelf, and I saw this, and I thought it was really interesting. I liked the lady on it.
She probably has no clothes on.
No, she does. She's got a dress on. Look at this. So it's a lady with two dogs, and it's like a heavy plastic.
Hey, lady.
Hey, lady. And I literally, right before we got on here live, I did like a reverse image search or a Google Lens search, whatever you want to call it. And this is, I guess, like a plastic reproduction of the Aristocrats statue by PJ Menville. I got it for $5.50. I just loved the look of the lady. I just think she is absolutely fantastic. And I mean, yeah, for $5.50, I just couldn't say no. Let me see what y'all are saying.
Did you shake a stick at it?
No, I did not.
Yeah, because you can't.
The open salt, I put my sterling spoon in. You'll have to show me a picture of that, Karen. So yeah, I mean, I'm not really sure of the value. I just thought for $5.50, this was definitely worth picking up. And heck, if I have to keep her for my own house, I don't really have to worry about it getting broken because it's a really heavy plastic. But it's very detailed. It's got a mark on the back of it, but I can't make out what it says. It says a something. I honestly thought that was a bug. But yeah, look at her face. She's just like really happy. She's hanging out with her pups. She's got on a nice dress. Yeah, I think it's a plastic, don't you? Did you think this was a plastic or maybe like a resin?
It's a resin. Look under
resin.
here.
I'm
Look
sorry,
under
not
here.
plastic.
Look under here at they can't see it. Do you see the?
Nope,
It's
no naked lady.
here.
And the eye wash. You know what? I vaguely recall that. You'll have to send me a picture of it, but I think I know exactly what you're talking about.
Here, move your leg, please, for just a minute. Okay, now get back. I don't want to step on you.
Okay. Like that. All right, so are you sharing something now, or am I still?
No, I'm playing with this teacup.
Just responding to Karen real quick. Sorry.
If you've just tuned in, I'm Scott from the Old Curiosity Shop. That's Vintage Vinny. You may or may not know him. He has his own channel. He does live sales, thrift hauls, this and that. And he's been around for a while. You can check his channel out. Vintage Vinny's Antiques. We live about, 3.5 hours apart.
Yeah, about.
We've known each other for about 5 years, ever since the thrifting stuff. So we get together once in a while. And we've done things with Dee and Tammy and David in Texas. And
I think that's about it.
yeah.
Okay, so I do have some pinup I want to share with you. There's nothing nude. So these came from a guy who bought stuff from my grandparents years ago. So I paid $25 for these. They are framed. Just ladies. They're like little calendar pieces. I think they're ink blotters, actually.
Oh, excuse me.
So up here, we've got a woman, and she, I guess, is measuring maybe her dress length with a dress form. This girl here is on a vintage car, or antique car, whatever you want to call it. And she's showing off her pantyhose, her nylons. And then this
Thank you,
girl,
Claudette.
and this girl, I think, is wrapped in like a really big towel. You can see her legs, and she's got a little cleavage going on, but I did, like I said, I gave the dealer $25. I know him because he bought stuff from my grandparents back in the 80s, probably my grandmother. But yeah, so I got those.
Nobody admitted if they said that today.
Yeah, they did.
Who said it?
Someone laughed. No, it wasn't the Beals, Amy. His name is Tim Hummins. He had a booth at
Little
Old
Edie?
Glory.
The
What?
Beals? Little Edie?
Little Edie.
The Beals. You just said it wasn't the Beals?
No. The dealers that were at that store, no.
What's their last name that they said?
Amy said the Beals.
Who are the Beals? That's Little
They-
Edie.
They were neighbors of my grandparents, and they did antiquing with them back in the 70s. and
Edie
80s.
Beal was your name?
No, not Edie Beal. No, but I don't know their first names. I just know them as Mr. and Mrs. Beal. That's what I've known them as. It's probably
We're not
not
talking
Edie
about the
Beal.
same. We're not
No,
talking about
dude,
the same.
it's different people.
We're often on different.
We're on different. It's like we're having two different conversations. And then he had these ones that were not
Do
framed.
you guys know the Beals?
I know the Beatles.
No. No. What does she say? What are the line? What does Edie Beal say?
I don't know. So here's the one ink blotter. These were $4 a piece, by the way. She's on a diving board, and she looks like she's a little scared to dive down.
Esther Williams.
Oh, yes. Love me some Esther Williams.
Yeah, big and little Edie. See? Oh, I'll be quiet. It's not my turn.
It's all right. This one is probably a girl you don't want to mess with.
Ooh. She got a gun?
She's got a gun in her hand. Don't mess with this girl.
And is that a cat? A white cat?
That is.
It knocked the vase down?
That's probably what happened. She heard a noise, and she didn't realize it was the cute little kitty who knocked the vase over. She's like, what's going on? Where are you? Yeah, don't mess with this girl. Have you guys thumbed the video up? We've got 179 people here, and we've only got 80 thumbs up.
No, they.
Hit the thumbs up, people. This one I love.
These are neat.
This one says, oh,
Why is she?
hard to suit. This is an Elfgren.
Her outfit is coming undone. That's what Edie Beal wore, but she put safety pins to hold her outfits on.
It's a little risque, but not terrible. Yeah, I've got a problem with pinup. Let's just say that. I don't know if it's considered a good one or a bad one. This one is my favorite. And if you all follow me on Instagram, you saw this one. This is an Elgrin. I love this. Is it a Harlequin?
Yeah, I think it's a Harlequin.
Or what's the difference between a Harlequin and a jester? Or is it the same thing? Or a Perot? I don't know. But yeah, this is the Joker. The Joker on the playing cards is
Ross Perot. You people.
So I love the checkered pattern on her outfit. Like, that is just classic 1950s. I should have brought my pinup collection for you to see. Boo, I'll have to remember it the next time we meet up. But yeah, those are fun. So in total, that came out to like $41, which for me, pinup is worth it. I mean, granted, I'm not going to spend a ton of money on something, but for that dealer, I am happy I gave him.
Oh, I remember. I got it now. The relatives didn't know they were dealing with a staunch character.
You sound like someone from New England doing that.
I'm doing Edie Beale. I'm channeling Edie Beale. You don't even know what we're talking about.
I don't. Neither did you when we were talking about the Beals.
Mother wanted me to come out in a kimono, so we had quite a fight. Haven't you ever seen Grey Gardens?
I have not. I've heard that name from some channel or show or something.
She was Jacqueline Bouvier's cousin.
What was her name?
Mrs. Kennedy. She was
not Jackie Kennedy,
not
the lady you're talking about.
Jackie Boudoir, not Boudoir.
Jacqueline Bouvier Kennedy Onassis.
Yes.
I know that, but who were you talking about before her?
The Beals, little Edie.
Little Edie, okay.
Was her first cousin.
Oh.
Her mother married a Beal.
But
they had problems, and they wanted to be, and back in those days, they wanted to sing and be actresses and performers, and you weren't supposed to do that. If you were a New England family, performers were like prostitutes in those days.
Oh, well, okay.
And they sort of, they were eccentric.
You know what?
And the house caved in on them.
I know.
What did they
I know why I heard that term. That was in a TV show that I watched. When you said Grey Gardens, now that it comes back to me, there was an episode of Rugrats, and one of the places that was featured in that show was a place called Grey Gardens. That's what came to my mind.
Well, little Edie goes off to New York to be a performer, but her mother puts pressure on her to come back to the mansion on rats.
Someone will tell you.
That place. On Long Island, Southampton, Northampton. And then they had no money, and they had all these cats that pooped all over the floor, and that ceiling caved in.
You know what? I think that episode of Rugrats I'm thinking on was based on that story. I got a feeling, because it was exactly like that. It was an old mansion. It was falling apart. It was dusty.
That's it.
They were referencing that.
He's got it.
Now that I'm thinking about it, that was exactly what that episode
East
was
Hampton,
referencing.
yes. And there was a raccoon in the attic.
But they had, in the Rugrats episode, I can't remember the name of the episode, but
little Edie was
hot. It was in an old car. The plot of the story is Tommy and his grandpa are going on an adventure, and they stop at a grocery store to get stuff. They check out this old car. Grandpa puts Tommy in the car. He runs out for some reason, and he forgets Tommy. And then the car drives up to the old mansion. There's two old ladies there, and they're feeding all these cats and whatnot.
That has to be. I don't know what he's talking about, but that's it.
It has to be this episode. That's what it has to be.
Do you guys know that? That has to be it. And she says,
Karen, if I can find the name of the episode, I'll email you. I wish I knew the name of the episode. I can see it. I've watched it so many times, but
the relatives didn't know.
Amy knows
they were dealing with a staunch character, Staunch.
You know what? I'm Googling it
but
right now.
But they didn't know that.
I'm Googling
well, how were they
right
know?
Now because I need to know what episode it is.
My father wanted me to go to.
So that way you guys can watch it and tell me if you think this is the reference to that. What episode of Rugrats featured Grey Gardens?
They've tuned us off. I've lost like
The Case of the Missing Rugrat. It's from 1997. Watch the episode.
Yeah, Teofane, the house, the Bradleys. Didn't the Bradleys buy it from the television? The guy who owned NBC? Who
It
didn't?
was, oh, I'm sorry. 1992 is when it originally came out. But yeah, you get the idea. Watch that episode and tell me you don't think that it's from there. Excuse me. Yes, Dottie got it. Rugrats Season 2, Episode 15.
And then, so the Maisels, who did documentary films.
Marvelous Mrs. Maisel?
No.
I'm just kidding. Go on.
You ought to be in pictures. You're wonderful to see. You ought to be in pictures. Oh, what a hit you would be. Am I the only one? Am I the only one here?
No,
Um,
that's a joke among some of the ladies in my family. They consider themselves staunch.
a staunch character.
A staunch character.
And what's the quote? Did you know they'll get you for wearing red shoes on a Thursday in Southampton?
What?
We're going to lose all of our audience. Look at this Art Deco box. It's called Love Nest Chocolates.
Where did you get that? The Euclid Candy Company?
Don't give away my things. So look how Art Deco that is. And it's that shiny silvery, huh? Yeah. It's an East Coast thing. It is an East Coast thing. Do you like this Art Deco box?
I do.
Do you like my box? £1. £1 for a fourth. No, for 5 cents. A fourth of a pound for 5 cents. And then it says Love Nest. I wonder what happens when he brings the chocolates home and that's a lot of chocolates. I hope she
indulged.
Wait, do I have it upside? Yeah.
You got it upside down. Yeah, there we go. It's just backwards on your computer.
And it says the Euclid Candy Company of New York, Brooklyn.
New York.
See?
Brooklyn.
Is it backwards?
No, it's backwards on your screen, but it's fine to them. Yeah, see, look on my phone. It's fine.
Okay. Sadly, there were no chocolates left inside. And sadly, unlike Whitman samplers, there's nothing on the lid to tell us what was in there.
Scott, Dana says Scott and wearing white after Labor Day.
Oh, don't you wear white?
I've heard that.
So anyway, I have this wonderful 1930s Art Deco box. All right. Now you got me channeling the lines from Grey Gardens. Let me think what else. I'll entertain them while you choose your other item.
Oh, I got her right here.
When did you get her?
I got her when we were at the other place. After the two.
Oh. They said I was schizophrenic. No Beale is schizophrenic.
So
I'm stubborn. It's Southern.
I saw this girl on the shelf, and I think I got her for like $5. I'm not sure of the age or what she is, but I loved her attire. I mean, this is like a 1940s lady. Wow. I mean, just judging by this jacket, the figure, the hat, her face. There's no marks on the bottom of her, on the bottom of the statue.
What is she made of?
I think she's like a ceramic.
Yeah.
She's got 2 holes down here. But I mean, it's classic 40s attire, 30s, 40s. Wasn't the big hat kind of a thing after Gone with the Wind? So maybe 1940.
Well, I know that those long dresses came in the dresses. You know, they were going up and up and up in the 1920s, and in the 40s, the long dresses came back in.
Yes, like I did a little bit of research on her. Some of them, they were
Mary loves her.
Made, I forget what it said. Something about like some different ones were marked with like Armani from the 90s, but something says that this is a bit older, but I just don't know. I just saw the attire, I saw the look of her, and I saw the price, and I just said I had to have her. Because I like things that depict the period that they were made, if that makes sense. Even though I don't know the era of this.
Yeah, somebody just bought this. You'll love it. If you go on, find a used one.
Yeah, you don't have to buy that thing brand new.
And it can go in your pocket. You're gonna be finding stuff in the thrift shops.
Amy says she's wearing a peplum. I guess that's a style of a hat, maybe.
A peplum?
Yeah, or is that a dress style? I don't know. She's wearing gloves. Oh, the jacket. Okay, with the puffy shoulder pads or whatever they're called. But yeah, she's great. I love her. I just wish I knew how old she was. The ruffle at waist.
I know, Poodle. I saw that you did, and as soon you did get the Formica tray. All right, here we go. I'm making him look in a book. Now I know it's missing its lid.
Ooh, I like that. That's cool. I like that color.
I know it's missing, but look at all these little deco points. Now I wish it were green. Pink, pink, you stink. I like green. Pink is okay. Look at all the little points, and not one of them is chipped. I'm running my hand all over it. What is it? Who knows the pattern?
I know Amy has something like that.
Sierra, Tea Room. Now the nice thing about this book, here, I don't think Vinny knows this. Hold that for a second.
I've seen it before. I just don't know the name.
No, but I mean, what I like about this guide, okay, in the very, very front, first of all, get it here. Okay, it's not floral. I would say this is geometric, yeah? There's no
pinwheel.
So in the book, there's a pattern guide. So there's for quick identification. So it's not birds or blocks. It's not bows or cubes. It's not ellipses or figurines. It's not diamonds.
Yeah, it does kind of look like a table saw blade, doesn't it?
It's not florals. See?
That's what it is. I knew she had something like that.
What, is it Tea Room?
No, Amy's telling me she had the master bowl and the berry bowls of this.
It's not floral or fruit. It's not honeycomb. It's not horseshoe. Where is it? What is it?
I don't know what it is. But I feel like there should be a lid or something right here just because of that
I think
lip.
it's missing.
Because I feel like Amy has this in amber. Don't you have this in amber, Amy? I feel like when I was helping you with your booth, you had a lid and a spoon with this, but it was an amber or something.
See, it makes me think of Tea Room.
Amy says it's Sierra.
Let's go find Sierra.
Looks like, yeah, it does look like a winding staircase, doesn't it? Step by step.
QRSTUV. LMNOP. How do you spell Sierra?
SIERRA.
Seville, Sharon.
Lid like a finial on top. Yes, I think that's what it is. Oh, it was in pink. Why did I think it was amp? You know what? You have another bowl that I remember, but I think
Pinwheel.
Yeah.
Here it is. All right.
Is that it? Yeah, that's it. You know what's funny? I said pinwheel, didn't I? I did say it looked like a pinwheel, the design.
All right.
So I guess I picked up a little
I don't remember.
Edumacation. Didn't I say it looks like a pinwheel? I know I did.
I don't remember. Here's what it says. Manufactured by Jeanette of Jeanette, Pennsylvania. Glass Company, Jeanette, Pennsylvania, from 1931 to 33. Pieces were made in green and pink. A few forms are known in ultramarine.
Ah, okay, so that's what's missing.
That lid.
That glid. The lid.
So that lid, we have the bottom to it. But see, now, here's my point.
What's your point?
Vintage pink vintage pink glass dish. Come on now. No. Now what can we say? We can say Jeanette.
1930s.
1930s Sierra pinwheel. So it helps the buyers and sellers not to just throw vintage in front of it and be done with it. All right. They're tired of me.
The Rorschach test of glass.
Oh, the Rorschach test.
Never heard of that, but okay.
Anyway, did anybody need it? You can have it. I don't have any. It was $1 at Goodwill. I have no lid. Who says they collect it?
I didn't see anybody say they collect it.
But now I can list it as the bottom to the, someone will have.
Yeah. Amy said the same thing. I hate when people don't bother to look up the pattern. But like I said, that works in your favor if they don't know what they have and they priced it really reasonably.
Yeah, but the hard thing is finding it,
Yeah,
unless you can just sit there in your Spider-Man pajamas, breaking wind in front of the computer all day, trying to find. I don't have time for that. What? I want to find it and buy it.
The breaking wind part.
I can't sit there all day.
I can't with breaking wind. I'm a very immature 27-year-old.
My generation was taught to say break wind or break manners. That generation says something else.
The F word. We call it the F, the not the bad F word or other words. I cracked
Listen, leave me alone. Listen, I don't need the lid.
You can use it as a giant coaster.
What? Cut the cheese.
Yeah.
My father would say that sometimes. I can't believe we're talking about, is it flatulence?
Flatulence isn't a... I had a health teacher in middle school who didn't like the FART word. He always said, you say flatulence.
Huh? Now you're all going to envision Vinny sitting around in his Spider-Man pajamas, breaking wind in front of his computer, trying to find vintage glass.
Oh my, yes.
When it's 1933 Jeanette pinwheel.
Yeah. Toot is a funny one. I like that one.
Oh, Toot. What about break manners? Stop. I am not. See, when you watch my show, when he's not on it, notice how the whole tone of the conversation has lowered.
Oh my God.
Is anybody watching?
Oh God.
They have to have something else to do than watch this mess.
I have,
whose turn is it? Scott?
Is it my go?
It was the 1930s, not 40s, when the women's hemlines were lowered to the mid calf. Okay.
Oh.
William says that the dresses started getting lower in the 30s.
Well, what about the flapper dresses? Those were really low. Or high cut.
Well, they had skin. They had cloche hats, and they had had flat boobs.
Oh, boob schmoob.
They had a drop waist and a sleek sheath dress, which was very, they was trying to look like a man. They had just like no form. They were very skinny and pencil-like.
Like it was like the Twiggy of the 20s, kind of.
But yeah, William, you're right. I stand corrected. The dresses got longer. They started getting longer in the Depression. What's so funny?
Vinny's fluffies. Karen K did the poot emoji.
May we elevate the conversation, please?
I can't.
I guess I'm responsible for that.
It's like the straw facts in Philly the first time we met up with
No,
Ian.
we're not. You need to pull it back. Bring it back.
Those were so funny.
I'm taking over now.
We were up till 2:30 in the morning doing that the first night we were in that row house. Oh my God, it was so funny.
What about Bennett Cerf? I like Bennett Cerf. He was on What's My Line? I did start it. I know. But see.
That was hysterical.
I started it.
Yeah, you did start it, and now I can't stop.
Look at this.
Is that porcelain or ceramic?
It's ceramic.
It's ceramic, okay. It's not.
But look at it.
Enamel.
Look at it. Look at the design. See, I look for design. Are you looking at it? I don't instigate everything.
Perfect for afternoon tea and crumpets, yeah?
No. Very Deco. That's my speed. Orange.
Turkey toilet.
Is Miss Dover here tonight?
No, Karen brought it up. turkey, turkey, turkey.
Oh gosh, he's getting all wound up.
This
You
is,
see,
this is why I'm up so late.
He's like just until somebody says break wind, and then look. So sophomoric.
Listen, I'm 27, but I have the maturity of an 11-year-old.
I love it too. Now, maybe you know, I don't know. When I saw this, I know I've seen it before. I've got wonderful books at home in Philly about 1930s Deco ceramics.
Oh, I got tears in my eyes.
I know I've got this in one of my books. I can't wait to get home. It is completely unmarked, no problem. Huh? It's completely unmarked, so I don't know who made it, but I remember this design on here from seeing it in one of my books, which is one of the other reasons why I love books. You just leaf through books and you say, I've seen that. So I can't wait to get home and find out. This is a good one. Does anybody like specific? I think it's an American, maybe like a California.
Yeah, I like the shade of orange for sure. That's like a very fall harvesty color.
And the only damage is
there's a chippy whippy on it.
that's underneath the rim of the lid. That's the kind of thing that, you know, you go, put a little nail polish on it.
That's
Do they make orange nail polish?
Yeah, of course they do.
So I don't know. You guys know who made this?
It almost looks like Fiesta. Just
Yeah, I know.
the shape of it. It's the handle that got me.
The handle is everything. And these colors started to become, you're right. This, this in the 30s, you started to. Now, I'm seeing people say Fiesta. Is that Fiesta? That's not Fiesta, is it?
Some old Fiesta was not marked.
Yeah, but
it doesn't have that. You know what I mean? You know how Fiesta is very distinct?
Yeah, this isn't Fiesta, is it? Fiesta vibe, but yeah, I don't think this is Fiesta.
No, but it's the handle that's making me think of it. I don't think
not Fiesta, but Homer Laughlin. I'm with you, Amy. I'm getting a Homer Laughlin vibe on this too.
That's probably Homer Laughlin made Fiesta, so that's probably why.
Yeah, and a lot of Homer Laughlin was not marked. Like the what was that? Riviera was not marked. Homer Laughlin Riviera wasn't marked. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
You know it now.
Now I do.
He knows it now.
That was supposed to be Aaron, not
Harlequin. Yeah, I love Harlequin. I love this thing. You tired of looking at it?
Who could be tired of looking at it?
Somebody said, "Hey, Vinny."
I was trying to say hi to Erin, but I accidentally spelled her name with a B.
Can you see this at Halloween with your black glass?
I can. With some maybe amethyst or something like that.
All right, your turn.
Is it my turn? I guess I got to unwrap something.
You're supposed to have it ready.
I wasn't. I was letting you...
Do I need to call security again?
Oh, so I can break wind in their face?
Oh my gosh. Here he goes. Again.
Well, should this be considered one thing because it was all together? Or...
I'm not paying any attention while you play with your action figures. Whatever. We have a cleanup on aisle 5.
Yeah, okay.
There's about to be a mess. Somebody broke the lock on the hen house door. I don't know.
Maybe I'll hold off on
He's about ready to play with dolls. I'm going in the other room. Oh, you're not going to show it?
I'll show them.
Show it now. He's not going to show it now. He's got a whole bag of like Barbie dolls.
No, I don't. Leave me alone.
Oh, I'm sorry. Action figures.
I meant leave me. I'll just show them fine since you initiated it. This is ideal. Well, let me show the Malibu Barbie first.
Oh, please do.
These are from Malibu Barbies from 1971, I believe. I think this is her original bathing suit. I think. I should have probably looked. These are things I should tell myself I should do instead of just jumping on something. both from the 70s.
Ooh, they are ready to go.
I think this is her original bathing suit. Or no, I think the original suit.
That's a bathing suit?
Yeah, I think. Or maybe it's a jumper.
With that coat on?
Maybe somebody put the coat on. But
Where is she, in Alaska?
I don't know. But yeah, I got 2 of those. I think I paid... It was like $15 for... How many dolls did I get?
What's wrong with her hair back here?
I don't know. Maybe this one was cut. This hair was cut because this one looks like a lot of the hair is missing out of the top.
I'm only playing. I know they sell when they're worth money. I know nothing about these things. So I need to be quiet and learn something.
But you know what's funny, though? They're reproducing these now. Even these ones. The 70s dolls are being reproduced. So this is a very... You think that's Marsha? This outfit? Or do you think that's more Carol?
I'm being quiet. I'm reading the comments.
But yeah, I got those.
They want me to be quiet.
I have no idea who this is, but she's got go-go boots on. This is Ideal, I think. 1977 Ideal Hong Kong.
That looks like that girl on WKRP in Cincinnati. You know who that is?
No, who is it?
Who is that blonde on WKRP in Cincinnati?
Here's her face, guys. I almost want to... It's not Farrah Fawcett. No. Stella Stevens.
Morgan Fairchild.
That could be Morgan Fairchild.
Scott, put your headphones on.
That could very well be Morgan Fairchild. I could be wrong, though. I know who this is.
I should get into my Love Nest chocolates.
And here's this girl. This might be a modern doll. No, this one's from 1975. And they got the...
Lonnie Anderson was on WKRP in Cincinnati.
Maybe that was Lonnie Anderson. They got the bendable joints.
Ooh, I don't like that sound.
So I don't know who she is, but
what's wrong with her?
They can be adjusted. So I got her. And then I just Dorothy Hamill. This is Dorothy Hamill.
Oh god.
The ice skater. She's not related to Mark Hamill, is she?
I don't know, but everybody had that haircut.
This is like a...
How many of you had a Dorothy Hamill?
This is what do they call this hair?
That's Dorothy Hamill haircut.
No, but there's a certain style. It's not a... Is it a bubble cut? No. It's like a helmet head.
It's a Dorothy Hamill.
So she's supposed to have ice skates on. She's got her original, like, what do you want to call this, a jumper?
Native Virginian had a Dorothy Hamill haircut. Patty had one. Hello, Patty. I love those bags. I use them every day. Patty had a Dorothy Hamill.
Raymond said I'm going to have nightmares. Sorry.
Yeah, Raymond, please.
Like the bowl cut. Bowl cut is probably what I was thinking of.
Yes, Lonnie Anderson played Jennifer.
Is that who this is? Lonnie Anderson? Or I think more Morgan Fairchild.
Why don't you do her? Close up her.
No, I didn't realize it was opened. But yeah, I got all those for $15. I should make some dinero on them. Be it live sale or eBay. So we'll get away from all that so you're not traumatized and can sleep tonight.
Good. Put those away. When I bite into a York peppermint patty, I get the cool sensation of finding all the depression glass at the Goodwill.
Tuesday Taylor. I'll have to look her up.
Without my nemesis.
Well, you did get a hold of some good glass without having your nemesis near you.
That's because I'm out of town.
And you're out of town. She probably got a bunch of good stuff while you were gone.
Today,
yeah.
I know. The granddaughter of Jeanette Glass Company just died and donated her whole fortune to the Goodwill up the street from my house, and my nemesis got all of it today.
I could show this. I have no idea.
And I'm here with you while you play with your Barbie doll.
You didn't share something.
Go ahead.
So this was in a booth at this mall that has killer prices. And I have no idea if it has age to it or if it's just some modern piece. Let me take the tape off here. It was $1, by the way.
What?
I like the color. That's why I grabbed it for $1.
That's cool.
I get apothecary vibes from it, don't you?
No, I don't.
You don't get the vibes of like I think it's the lid and the style of the bottle.
I don't get apothecary vibe at all, but that's okay.
What do you get out of it? Like a canister for something?
I don't know.
Or just like a generic kind of like a decorative bottle?
I think it's just a decorative thing.
I don't think it's a tumble up because it doesn't.
It's not a tumble up.
Because it's not a cup. It's literally just a lid. I'm not sure who makes it, but I took a chance for $1, and you guys know I like blue, so. So that was neat.
You found that today?
Yeah, at one of the antique malls we went to. What did Kathy say? Scott, it's time to go into York mode now because you're being a meanie to watch Sweet Vinny.
I'm not being mean. Listen,
This is just
you
witty banter.
he please. I'm not mean to him.
And then she put a LOL with the tears coming out of her face. We said, let's go have dinner. Where did we go? Oh, please.
I'm ashamed to tell you where we had. Well, I shouldn't be ashamed to tell. Well, no, I guess there's nothing wrong with it.
No,
We're
in the country.
But what was wrong with my flip flops? So first of all,
no, they were hilariously loud. Like it was like flip flop. Well, mine are like very silent when I walk.
well, I'm sorry, I have loud flip flops.
And I'm wearing them too.
Well, I never wear flip flops, but I have them on right now.
It was just really funny.
And he was having a fit.
I wasn't having a fit. I just thought it was funny how loud they were.
They still want to know where we ate.
We went over to.
I met him at.
We went to Bob Evans.
It was his.
Yeah, very true. TLR123. That's exactly why they call them flip flops.
Right, because they make a noise.
Flip flop, flip flop.
I can't help it that mine. Let me undo this awful. Look at this hideous vacuum cleaner. Who does this?
People
Well,
don't know how they're
at least they
restoring.
didn't chalk paint it. All right, who knows what this is? Let me get it. Let me get it unwrapped. And there's awful electrical tape around this I have to get off. What is it? You have to see these. Yes, Dandy 202, Dandy 001.
Oops. Darn it! I'm trying to.
Wow, why are
There
they
we go.
going so fast?
They're saying what it is.
Yeah, a bed. It goes over a headboard. 1930s.
Do people still use those now? You think?
I do in my world.
Nothing wrong with that.
So very deco, and I don't know if you can see, it's frosted glass, and then there's silver paint. Look at that. This will all clean up.
Now, would you read in bed with that on?
Yeah, but I got to get rid of this vacuum cleaner plug. Look at this.
Well, that's the same kind of cord that's on the fan that I bought. Remember?
This isn't what came on this originally. I can tell you.
No,
that.
I know that.
You have one, but you don't use it. Why you don't use it, Jennifer?
Scott said, or Kathy said, Scott, just sing the Doobie Good song. I'm going to tell Miss Nancy to put you in the corner.
Oh, the Doobie.
The Doobie Brothers?
I'm not singing it because she didn't see me in the magic mirror.
You need a miracle for that, man.
I only have 2 things. I have 3 things left, and I'm finished.
Amy says, doesn't that go over a mirror in a 30s bathroom?
No, that goes over a bed. That goes over a headboard.
Well, it's got the hooks for the back of a headboard. Don't you
Right.
think it'd be different if it was
That
if it was to
didn't.
go in a bathroom, like the style of
That
it?
wasn't manufactured for a bathroom. Not to say that somebody couldn't do that if they wanted to, but that would come with dresser lamps to match it. That would stand up, boudoir lamps that would match it, and then that hangs over the headboard. That's what they were manufactured for. There are a lot of deco lights on vanities, and they're usually connected, molded into the frame of the vanity, or actually on the wall. Is it you go next? Because this is just dumb. I don't even want to show this. It's just a deco mirror.
That's the
That's it.
bottle.
Quick. It's an old one.
What's this?
Quick.
This is that other thing that I bought at that one place 2 months ago.
I love this packing paper.
So from the same dealer that I got the pinup from, I got this. You said this was from the 60s, you think? For perfume vanity
Yeah,
tray?
that doesn't seem to be a deco piece to me.
No,
yeah, I think
it's definitely not. But it's mirrored, and it's a long rectangle, and it's got the little bars right here, so it'll prevent your perfume from falling over. That was only $2, and I just got fingerprints all over it.
Yeah.
But that's cool, though. I mean, I know I can make a little bit of money on that. I'll wrap her up so she does not break. Avalon Dreaming, you're having a deco day. Is what you
Am I?
It's your
Yeah.
turn.
No, I only have 2 things left, and they go together.
Well, do you want to do the unveiling?
Should we do the unveiling?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do it.
No.
No?
We're going to show them that and then the unveil. No.
Well, you've already got this out and unwrapped, so you might as well show it.
Yeah, but how much left do you have?
I mean...
They're just saying just get it over with so we can go to bed.
I mean, what do I have in here? I already forget what the heck I even bought. Oh, this is the stuff that I got at the other mall. Maybe I could show some of this stuff. Well, let's do one of your unveilings.
Yeah, it is like Christmas.
Exactly. I already forgot what I bought, and I just bought it hours ago.
Oh, somebody was wondering what was back there. You're going to see.
Oh.
It's coming up slowly. We know it's a lamp. We see the brass. We see the old socket and the chain. And I want you to look at... Now, those of you who know your antique lighting, what do you see?
An acorn.
An acorn. That puts us where?
The 30s?
That puts us in the 20s and the 30s. Do you guys know that? That's right, Joan Plavier. Is it Plavier?
VVA, probably.
Oh, Plavier.
I was just going to be smart and say an acorn. I didn't realize that was actually the term for it.
It's an hold still acorn. That means we have an antique lamp, or at least an antique chain. And these acorns are something else.
They're nutty. Haha, Mary.
What? Did not know the acorn trivia?
No, she said, I thought y'all were in the bathroom.
Oh, warning. She's got...
There's no anatomically correct parts on the boobs, so it's okay.
I'm giving it a minute so they can absorb.
Bring it up a little closer, though.
Yeah, but I want to see them. I want them to see the whole length of it first. And what is so funny?
I won't say it.
And I want them to see a silk cloth cord and a Bakelite plug. Now, she's polychromed. This is the original polychrome paint on there. Look at her acorn. She's holding up like some type of a Grecian urn. What is a Grecian urn? About $2.90 an hour.
You know what? I get it because it's kind of like a pun, play on words.
Was that too fast for you? What is a Grecian urn? About $1.99 an hour. All right. It is made of...
I get the joke.
It's made of plaster, not chalk. This was a popular thing to do in the 1925 to 1935. And a lot of people automatically say, oh, it was given away at a fair. No, these turn up in the catalogs. These turn up in electric lighting catalogs, Montgomery Ward, JCPenney, not JCPenney, Sears and Roebuck. Novelty lamps were made of a plaster. And then they were polychrome. They were inexpensive, and that's what this dates to. And so she's got no damage on her at all. She's unsigned, but I know she's American made. All we have is a number back there and a nice old silk cloth cord and an old. Did I just disconnect?
Old enough to damage your computer.
And an old Bakelite plug. So she goes all the way back to about 1928 to 1935, somewhere in that era. That acorn helps. And the best part is I've got a fantastic, back in Philly, I have a fantastic blue and black geometric parchment lampshade that will fit on top of this. We don't need a harp. It clips onto the light bulb.
I was just about to ask that. If it was a clip-on shade.
The shade was meant for this. I can't wait for you to see it when that shade gets on it. So
I'd be nice, but I don't want to throw any shade.
Toss any shade?
I'm not tossing shade. I think she's pretty.
You
She's
like
pretty, as
so,
we say out here in the country.
So she's in that Deco 20s, 30s era. Made of plaster. And thank goodness she escaped the chalk paint.
Yeah, because that would have rubbed right off, wouldn't it? If it was chalk paint.
Chalk paint would have destroyed her. That's the original polychromed, sprayed on patina. Do you like her?
I do. Kathy says, all right, now we've got millennial jokes going on instead of dad jokes. That's funny.
What did I miss?
I think it was the urn joke.
Well, that was my joke. The urn. What is a Grecian urn? $2.90 an hour.
Listen, I will find myself dying of some of those dad jokes.
What else? And then the last thing I've got is back there.
Do you want to unveil that now?
Well, that's my all right.
Go ahead.
The last thing I've got goes with this.
Are we gonna have? I'm gonna have to move. So.
I want you to imagine. Here's what I want you to imagine.
Are they gonna be able to see it?
I'll move it up.
You'll move. Okay.
I want you to imagine this on the wall, and underneath it, a table, a 1930s table, a 1930s blue glass deco table. And sitting on that blue glass mirrored table is this lamp with the blue Art Deco parchment shade. And this hanging above it. Did I set the scene? Hold on. Here, hold this. Please, don't break it.
I won't break her.
Hold on to her. Wait, I'm getting.
Why don't you push the chair back to the wall?
Thank you.
So we can unveil her.
Thank you.
Or unveil.
All right. Am I in the frame? Can they see me?
Let me move.
Can you see me now? Can you hear me now?
Can
Ready?
you see me?
Are you there? Count to 5.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh no, they can't see it.
You're gonna have to pull it off the wall and show it.
Drat.
Still a good unveiling. You guys see that now?
Do they know what it is?
Don't trip.
Do you know what it is? Now put the lamp
Like right under it? you
Yeah.
think?
So the lamp
Oh.
is on a blue glass table.
Hold that up a little
I
higher.
am. Get that lamp down a little bit lower.
Like there?
Yeah, no, higher.
Higher, like there. There we
On
go.
a blue glass table. Do they know what this is?
I do.
Oop. All right, you can put her.
Or down.
Let's see if they can tell us what it is. Wait, I can't get because of the glare. I can't see the comments. Are they telling you what it is?
Yeah.
What did they say?
Maxwell Parish Daybreak.
What?
Or Mayfield Parish Daybreak.
Maxfield.
Maxfield Parish.
Yeah.
They got it. They basically got it.
Look, original frame, House of Art. And let me sit down before I.
Yeah, before you.
And this is the biggest size they made. This is called the sofa. You know, Maxfield Parrish studied at PAFA, the Pennsylvania Fine Arts Academy. I live 3 blocks from it. So he painted this, I think, in 1922. I might be 1921 or 23. And this made him a wealthy man. This probably hung on the homes of 1 out of every 5 Americans in the 1920s had daybreak. It was very. This put him on the map. He was an illustrator, and it came in all different sizes. This is the biggest size. They can't see it, and that's an original frame. Now the frame has got a little bit of paint loss. I can completely restore it. You never want to take these out of the original frame.
Ow.
All right, and if you'll notice, what put me over the top on this? Here, bend that, Vinny. Can you bend that down a little bit? Okay, that's good. What put me over the top is the original frame. This print is now 100 years old, and you know with Maxfield Parrish prints and R.A. Fox, the problems are water damage, rippling from this being in a basement. Silverfish get in there and they eat it. If water gets on it, you get, brown marks or rips or tears, or the worst, fading. And then you can also get foxing. The colors are brilliant. They don't look so good in here right now, but trust me, there's almost no fading to this at all. No rips, no tears, no water damage. There's a little bit of foxing. Now, the foxing I can live with because that can be reversed. You can get foxing out of a print if you want to. These, in this size and in this condition, they're still selling even today in the $350 to $450 range in a nice original big one without damage, $350 to $450, especially in this size. And someone's put a lot of Scotch tape on the back to hold the back on, which of course I'm going to take this off and get that acid cardboard off of it. We want to get that cardboard off of the back of this print so that but it's held up very well. And I was thrilled to get it today. No, yesterday.
Someone wants to know what foxing is.
Foxing is moisture damage, and it'll look like little brown. Let me see
if I can see it. I can see it.
There's a little bit of foxing. I don't know if I'm going to get you to see. It's not. You're going to see some of the foxing in here, a little bit of it.
Brown splotches.
Just a little bit of. It's just from a little bit of moisture. It is reversible, and if I have to have any damage, I'll take. You can't. The other stuff is fading. You're out of luck. If it fades, you're done. If it's ripped, if silverfish eat it. And the foxing doesn't really detract. It's not horrible.
No.
It's very minor. And these are getting harder and harder and harder. I used to see them. I didn't see a lot of them years ago, but you saw more of them. And it seemed to be that it was more collectible. It was a big deal back in the 80s and 90s to collect Parrish prints.
Deco. 80s Deco, when the Deco revival came in.
Yeah. And there are reproductions. This was heavily reproduced. So look out. You want to look for the House of Art. And I won't tell you.
They want to know how you reverse foxing.
You take it to a conservator who can do it. A human can't, not a human. An amateur shouldn't do it. They treat it with something and they get the foxing out of there. Anyway.
It's a great piece.
But can't you see this with that lamp? This lamp is going to be perfect with it on a blue glass Art Deco table. All right,
It's not.
I'm finished.
You were hanging it on that thing?
Why not?
Really?
I'm done with all my excitement. Did they like it?
It's Andrea Hicks said it would be pretty right above her blue sofa.
What kind of a blue sofa does she have? Mohair?
Velvet?
Ooh.
No, she didn't say that. I'm just guessing.
Oh.
Good old sodium borhydride will do it. So someone wants to know, what did you end up spending on that?
Should I tell them?
It was a good deal. You might as well.
$165, which is amazing. Right?
I'm letting the comments stroll in.
$165. Could
I think
not.
for what you can get for that, that's pretty good. I personally, I would leave that as is. I wouldn't even try to get rid of the foxing. Just because I like the old patina and things like that
Yeah,
on that.
that little bit of foxing doesn't bother me.
No, I like it like that.
Yeah,
That to me says it's original.
I'm not messing with it.
He really does, doesn't he, Margaret?
What, gets all worked up over it?
No, you find the best stuff. That's
Oh.
what she said.
Thank you, Margaret.
I've seen similar paintings like that at other antique shops, and I've admired them. I was not.
Well, he had a lot of imitators.
Oh, yeah, he did, for
R.A.
sure.
Fox imitated him, and there were others. And he did a lot. He used to make fun of himself and say he was the guy that painted nude women on rocks. And he did. But he made a lot of money doing it, and he had a long life. I think he died. He was still making art in the 1960s.
How old was this guy when he died?
Parrish, he was probably 90-something.
So that puts him, if he lived through the 60s.
And I think his model was his mistress. Isn't that right?
That's not something that you spoke of back then, now did you?
I think nobody's in the shot, Vinny. They can't see you.
So he died in 60s. That if he was in his 90s in the 60s, that puts him born in the 1870s.
He was old.
Yeah, that even for back then, that was.
Get over here. They can't see you.
Ooh,
He's not done. We need to wrap. Go ahead. What else have you got?
what else did I get?
I'm really happy about that print.
This is just a leaf dish. I'm sure somebody would want it though.
Thank you for watching and letting me be excited about it.
You know what? I think this might be a Hager, but I could be wrong. Oh no, never mind. It's not Hager. It says something on the bottom, like number. Just a little leaf dish.
Taiwan.
Yeah, Taiwan. Just like a little yellow trinket leaf dish.
I like the glaze. That's pretty.
Yeah. Almost looks like an ivy leaf. I think this was like only $3 or something. No cracks or chips. It's pottery or ceramic. Not sure of the age. What was that? Something just happened.
Probably my Norton antivirus. It's trying to block you. Showing those naked dolls.
Oh, I could show these. I hope nobody gets scared of these.
Scared of what?
These.
Ugh. I didn't know you. I must not have been with you when you bought those.
When you bought these, or when I bought these. So these are, I think they're supposed to be Santa elves. They're for Merry Christmas to you, Mellingers. It's a helper mask. I got 2 of them. Paid $2.50 each for them. Some might call these creepy. Some people might call these cutesy. I don't know, but they're a new old stock. I will look them up to see if they've got any value, but I just thought they were cool. Yeah, Aaron says yikes. Yeah, I can see why. The eyes are a little creepy. I'm coming to help you. But yeah, those were fun. I will look them up to see if they've got any value, and if not, I'll sell them for vintage Christmas. Do you have anything else you want to share? So I'm not taking over the entire.
The rest of the show is yours.
Oh. Do people still like the paint by numbers? 'Cause I've got 2 of them. These might be good for Christmas time too.
Well, those are pretty well done.
Yeah, only $1. We got this one. He's holding. Is that a cane? It's supposed to be a cane.
A crook for
Crook.
the shepherd. The
Crook
good
for the
shepherd.
shepherd. The good shepherd. Yeah. I'm not. Trust me. I'm not up to my religious terms. I know that this is Jesus. That's all I know. And this one is a little bit different because it's got the crown, the thorn crown.
Do you want that off?
Yeah, I'll keep it off for now. This one looks like it's got some.
Yeah, there's moisture under it. It might be on. Might be on the frame.
So here's this one. He's got the thorn crown.
They did a really good. Whoever painted those did. And it is paint by number, isn't it?
I think they are paint by number.
Yeah, but it's I think so.
But yeah, these were only $1 a piece. So I might sell these.
Did you ever do paint by number?
No, I never have done one. So yeah, those are neat. Probably offer those.
Yeah,
up.
they are nicely done.
That's probably why I was like, oh, I gotta grab those. Oh boy, just got off of work, Jeffrey. Oh, people, I'm telling you. Oh, I should show him the little pixie. Look at this little guy. I think he was supposed to have a body or something, don't you think? Or maybe he was a flower pick, like one of those tacky plastic flower arrangements.
Well, I had a cat for 20 years, and I always found decapitated pixies.
Well, he was only $2. I rescued him.
Is that supposed to be around his neck, that string?
No, that was the price tag. That comes off. Sounds like my cat when they're running around the house chasing each other. So I rescued him. He was in a booth that was half off, so he had to come home with me. Avalon Dreaming says he was the head of a candy cane.
Now, how do you know?
How do you know that for sure? Is it because of the little prong that's in there? Here, show them the little prong that's in there.
I mean, how do you know this came off of a candy cane? We're not saying that it didn't, but what's?
She says she thinks that's how it was.
I mean, I've seen pipe cleaner bodies that these come off of.
I've seen pencils with them.
I've seen these on all kinds of things.
But he had to be rescued. He was cute.
I've never seen one on a candy cane that you eat.
I think I got a discount on this. Maybe I didn't.
What do you do with that thing?
I think this is maybe to go in a plant or something, or like one of those.
Oh, he's made in Japan.
Yeah, he's older. He's a little scarecrow.
Older?
He's got some age. Older, age, whatever. Is he spun now? This is like a styrofoam, painted styrofoam. Yeah, it's got that scratchy material. He has a made in Japan.
Fix his hat. It's crushed.
Oh, I didn't realize his hat was all crushed up. This gives me boho vibes, doesn't it? Don't you all think?
I have no idea what that means.
Bohemian, it's kind of like the 70s colors, like a Middle Eastern kind of like vibe. But he was cute. I think he was like $3 and change after a small discount. Amy says, so is he vintage? And then she put LOL.
He's boho. He's Hollywood Regency.
I don't think
He's Art Deco, Art New. He's uranium Vaseline.
he's uranium Vaseline.
I'm being
Cheeky. Magnavision. This is an old styled magnifying glass.
Oh, I need that. Now I can read the comments. Wait, what's on it?
The price tag.
Oh, I took it out. I took it out of your. Ew, it's sticky.
I know. I gotta wipe it off.
Ooh.
Everything looks bigger. Ugh, my mouth looks bigger.
Well,
So does yours. Your eyes look bigger.
I don't like the look of that eye.
But yeah, it says Magnavision on the side of it. I have no idea what that means. I just bought it because sometimes I can't see marks on stuff. And it's got that little magnifying glass right here where I can look at really small print. So that just should come in handy for $1.
Trouble with my eyes.
Everyone says I squint when I'm doing.
I guess I'd have more trouble without them.
Oh, those eyes. It's a company that sells glasses and magnifying glasses at CVS. We still have the display. I wonder if this is
Magnavox? That's a TV.
no Magnavision.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm wondering if I know they still make these styles now, but I wonder if this is like an older one. Comes in handy.
It's vintage.
Yeah. Oh, I know what this is. You okay over there? Drink the Diet Coke.
I'm being smart. That's what I get.
Smart ampersand money sign money sign. You used a big old piece of paper for this thing.
I have nothing left to show. I'm just sitting here to make caustic comments.
He's making comments. So I picked up a silhouette. I know those are popular with y'all.
Y'all.
I'm in the country. I've been saying y'all since I was in my teens. But this looks does that look colonial to you a little bit?
Yeah, so popular in the 30s, 40s, those colonial people. They love that stuff.
And I got this for only $2, so I couldn't leave that from one of my favorite booths. People love I don't know what it is, but people love these things. That's a smaller one, so that could definitely go first class if it was the only thing you bought. I don't know what it is. I think because my grandmother had some in her bedroom, I remember as a kid, that's probably why I'm so attracted to them, because it reminds me of her. But yeah. Is that everything? I think that's everything from today, unless
that's all of it?
I don't think that's well, maybe.
Well, we don't want it to be a marathon here.
No, but I'm trying to. Oh, that's that tumbler, that Lido Milano tumbler. Oh, that's an empty bag. That's all the dolls. Oh, here's some other stuff. Drop it.
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
This was just a fun novelty.
A what?
He didn't understand this at first, and I thought that was 10 times more funny. Yeah, you didn't understand it. You didn't understand this thing. This little trivet or wall hanging. House rules. No drinking served after 5.
What? I have what in my bathroom?
I don't know what.
I don't know what he's talking about. What?
House rules. No drinking served after 5. So clearly it doesn't matter what time it is on this clock. It's 5 o'clock, so that means it's time to drink. If Mary Beth were here, she'd tell me to drink. And this is what? What do you want to call that? Like a cast aluminum? Because it's not heavy enough to be cast iron. What do you think? Or maybe a pot metal?
Oh no, that's just a little alloy of some sort. I think it's painted aluminum. That's really lightweight.
That's what I was thinking. Like cast aluminum or something.
Something. Drop it like it's hot. I don't know why I can't stop singing that now.
And then this, I got this little. I have a weird thing with aqua fenton. I don't know why, but this is like a little.
Well, some people are funny that way.
I just like blue. This is like a nice like Arctic glacier blue. And that was like $5.
You have a weird thing for aqua fenton?
I do. It's the strangest thing.
Yes, it is.
But that's a good price for this, I think. I don't know what it is. It's like just like a little.
You put your false eyeball. You put your.
Or you could put change in it. Like throw it on the table and put loose change in it.
Get this string off there. It's killing me.
Sorry.
It's purdy.
Very pretty.
Opalescent.
Yeah, Fenton opalescent.
Hobnail. It's vintage.
Yeah. What on earth is this? Oh, that's for.
Oh, don't show that. That's for the person. That's a gift.
That's a little gift for somebody.
We.
What song was I singing?
What song was I singing?
She was talking to me, Poodle. I got some hankies or no, these are probably scarves. What would you say, scarves or hankies?
I'm not conversant with that type of thing.
Neither am I. Just if it's funky and fun,
Show it to the
colorful,
girls; they'll tell you what it is.
take them off
You ready, girls?
the safety.
It's women do something with it. I think it's a scarf.
This looks like a hanky to me, but I love the colors on that.
Yeah,
It's a Vera. It looks kind of deco, don't you think? Just the shape and the geometric design on it.
No,
No,
not
Okay.
to me.
Okay.
It looks like the Partridge Family bus.
Or the Partridge Family bus, yeah. So we got that one. Then we've got this one. This one definitely screams fall. Look at that.
Vera.
Is this one a Vera too? Oh, it is a Vera.
That's cute. The people love that Vera stuff.
They do.
You remember Vera from? There was a show with a restaurant. Alice was Vera,
I don't remember.
and one would say "Kiss my grits," and there was another one named Vera. She was kind of dumb.
I think of Flo from whatever that show was. There's that one. This one's giving me Marsha or the Carol Brady vibes. I don't know why.
They're saying it's a hanky.
Hankies.
Yeah, Alice, Flo, and Vera. I loved Vera. She was kind of like dumb, but innocent dumb, and just cute. Vera was funny.
This one's Poiple, as Tiger would say. Poiple. Very Poiple.
You have a little Fenton what?
Kiss my grits.
Yeah, Alice and Flo, Mo.
I got a little blue Fenton hobnail vase at a garage sale here. Oh, cool.
Try that with your pantyhose.
Greencastle what? Because there's a town that's not that far from me that's titled Greencastle. Yeah, I'll pull that off. But yeah, it's just got a nice pattern. Those were $3 for all of those. And I know people love their vintage hankies.
Do you use vintage hang? Do people use them, or what do you do with them? If you collect vintage, what do you do? Hankies. What do you do with them? Do you
Probably
use
just for
them?
an accessory?
Like, do you,
They might be rhododendrons.
or do you craft with them?
I would personally. I know a lot of women put scarves or hankies, like they tie it around a purse nowadays. I've seen that with like newer.
Is that what you do with it?
Nowadays, I see people do that. Vera was very expensive in the 60s.
You made kitchen valances out of those? You had to stitch them all together?
That string's going to drive me crazy. Oh, I got it. Those. What else did I get? What is this? Oh, that's the fence.
That's kind of cool. What else do you do with them? Hang them up in a frame.
Oh.
Put them in a frame?
No, I'm messing with. Okay. Yeah.
Did you blow your nose on?
Oh, we're there we go. We were buffering for a second.
We froze?
For a second, yeah.
Well, we're about to shut this thing down.
Okay, so Merry Widow, I'm not far from you at all. That's funny. That's really funny, actually.
Do you know how to waltz, Merry Widow? That's a Victor Herbert. Did Victor Herbert write that? Never mind.
You're asking the wrong person.
The Merry Widow waltz. Who wrote the Merry Widow? Was
Face
that Victor
blotter,
Herbert?
the back of
Victor
your neck,
Herbert?
dab the sweat, makeup remover, wet wipe, neck cooler, headband or bandana, towel, napkin,
They can't see
takeaway
you.
Container. I know because I'm reading the comments.
Don't you think they want to see you? They don't want to just look at me.
Probably sure they probably don't want to see me. Or pillow covers. What about the back of a sofa back in the day? Wouldn't not this style specifically, but wouldn't they put
Like an antimacassar?
Yeah, and they so that the guys wouldn't get their hair gel on this furniture. Would they do that? Not with those, but there was something for that, wasn't there?
Yeah, doilies.
Doily or
Well, they called it in the olden days. It was an antimacassar, but most people just say doily.
I would have just said like a napkin or something, or like a cloth napkin. They probably did. Well, whatever. What else is there?
Yeah.
Oh, Karen says you guys are great too. Well, thanks. I try to be different.
I still have this piece of string.
You don't
I need to take this off.
cut that off.
I will. Are we finished? Let's tell them that we're finished.
I think we've shared everything. At least I did.
Well, I know I have. I purchased very little today.
He was bad. He didn't buy a single thing.
No, I bought. Well, yes, I bought. Yeah, I went back.
That's right. You went back and got that
because I knew with that print and that shade that I've got,
and you would have had buyer's remorse had you not gone.
Yeah, I had to get that because I won't find that again. So some of those things, you're not going to find it again. You've never seen it, and you're not going to get it again.
You got to be careful with the safety pin because I will poke myself with it.
So I suppose we ought to say good night and pleasant dreams to you. Here's a wish and a hope that every dream comes true. And
it was making me giggle that Vinny kept keeping the string on things and you have one around your neck. Somebody said sing the Carol Burnett song.
I don't know that one. I was doing the Halloween. I was doing the hee-haw.
So I got a good question for you guys.
Did Carol Burnett have a song? Yes. It's so done. We had this time together.
It's like a closing song to Barney.
No, it was Carol Burnett.
So what did Carol Burnett do at the end of each of her shows to honor somebody? That was supposed to be for them, not you.
He's mad because I'm too quick. Give us another one.
Yep, she got it. They all got it. That's right. It was for Granny.
Oh, did I give it away?
It's okay. I'm trying to think of another good one that I know. That's from an old TV show. Oh, here's a good one for anybody who watches 60s sitcoms. What are some of the names that...
I'm not going to stick my...
Yeah, you probably don't want to after touching all that stuff.
I know. Who did that at the beginning of the show?
I don't know. So what kind of names did Andorra give Darren?
They haven't answered mine yet.
Oh, I just lost. Oh, there we go.
Here's your clue. Gee, Dad, it was a Wurlitzer. And now a message from our friends at Geritol.
That sounds like Flintstones. Nah, everybody's got the witch thing.
Oh, they skipped over mine. You skipped me and did his.
Durwood cracks me up. It's like,
thank you, Amy. Amy B.
Lawrence Welk.
Thank you, Amy B. and Matthew Rice.
It was Lawrence Welk who said that? Oh, okay.
Do you know who Norma Zimmer is?
I don't know who Norma Zimmer is. But y'all, seriously, go watch that episode of Rugrats I was telling you all about. The Case of the Missing Rugrats. I'm going to type it in the chat for you guys.
And now, Sissy and Bobby and Norma Zimmer will sing Thanks for the Frankfurter Sandwiches.
Case of the Missing Rugrat. I'm sure you'll be able to find it free somewhere.
Oh, he's Googling stuff now.
No, I wasn't. I was typing in the name of that episode of the Rugrats if they want to watch that.
And the Lennon sisters. And remember, this is so politically wrong. And he would say, and now our little Spanish girl, Anaconda. What was her name? They had like the token Latin girl. That was awful. Remember how everything was like, what was her name? Anaconda? That's a snake. That wasn't what she was. And she'd sing a little Latin song.
Anna
what
Maria?
Was it? No.
Or Carmen Miranda?
No, not Carmen Miranda. She was the lady with the tutti frutti hat. You know what I'm talking about. On Lawrence Welk, he'd say, and now.
Tiny Bubbles.
No, that was Don Ho. Yes, and he pronounced it badly. Yes. Anaconda. It wasn't Anaconda. And she'd have to sing a little Spanish song.
Anna Magnini?
No.
I'm reading what everyone's saying.
Come on. Nobody's got it. Once you get it, I'll know it. I don't know what.
I'm going to Google it too so I can tell. I just want to see.
And now our Spanish girl will sing Anaconda. What was her name?
I'm looking up the name now just so because I don't know.
And she would sing a little she had a black flip hairdo. She did, Poodle, you know it.
I think somebody said it or
Mexican. She was from Mexico. Did he say our Mexican singer? It wasn't. I mean, they didn't mean anything pejorative in those days. We cringe now, you go.
Yeah, Jeffrey got it.
Yeah, but what's her?
It's pronounced Anacani, I think.
But that's just one word. She has a whole. Is it her first and last name?
Anacani, Maria Consuelo Castillo Lopez y Cantor Montoya.
What?
That's her full name.
There she is. Show them that. That's it. There she is. And she would sing little Mexican songs in Spanish. Yeah.
That was her.
And there was Arthur Duncan was the tap dancer.
I don't know who Arthur Duncan is.
And Myron Flourn.
Was this the 40s or 50s? No, because she was born in 54. That
Lawrence Welk went on the air in the 50s. And when I was a boy being babysat by my grandparents in the 70s, it was going strong. And we had every time we were babysat, we had to watch Lawrence Welk and then Hee Haw.
Hee Haw.
That's the reason why I know every Lawrence Welk and every Hee Haw episode.
Was because of that.
Because we had to get babysat and we had to sit very quietly on the floor while my grandfather sat on the Davenport. And in between Lawrence Welk, we were ushered out into the kitchen and we were given a little glass of Hawaiian punch and 2 vanilla wafers.
2 vanilla wafers?
2.
I'd eaten the whole box.
And then when Hee Haw went off, we fell asleep in our pajamas, and then our parents got there and woke us up and threw us in the station wagon.
Somebody wants me to pronounce her full name again, and I will. I just need to find it.
What are they saying? Anacani?
Yeah.
Yes, Mutual of Omaha. I could not Wild Kingdom messed me up.
The birds would have messed you up.
No, they would suck you into Wild Kingdom. There'd be this cute little lamb, and was it David Niven? Somebody.
Don't you get David Niven and William Powell mixed up again.
No, not David Niven.
See, you're doing it again.
Who was the suave announcer? David Attenborough? I don't know who it was. Look at this beautiful lamb. And then a leopard would come out and eat it. Or a snake would come out and strangle it. And you're sitting there on the floor as a 10-year-old watching some animal was always being slaughtered on that show.
Well, that would be traumatizing, I guess. There's worse things.
Do you remember that?
Okay, so I'll say her name again since somebody requested it. Anacani, Maria Consuelo Castillo Lopez y Cantor Montoya. Sound like Desi Arnaz. I spoke Spanish a lot when I was younger, so I kind of picked up the accent a little bit.
Marlon Perkins.
I was gonna say Polly Bergen, but never mind. I'm thinking of something different.
Well, at least we got the pantyhose woman settled last night. What was her name? Claudette what?
Claudette LaBerge.
Claudette LaBerge.
Try that with your pantyhose.
All right, let's be done with this.
Are you done?
That's it. I'm fading fast. I'll tell you what. I'm in and out.
I think I exhausted him, and I did all the driving.
I'm on my way out. They stay up till like 2 a.m, not me.
I can, but then I reap the benefits of it later.
Anyone remember who? Marty Stouffer. I've
heard that name, Mrs. Stouffer. I know the name.
No, that was Mrs. Roper.
No, I know that, but I've heard the name Mrs. Stouffer before. I heard it was a Golden Girls thing.
Wasn't there a TV dinner made by Mrs. Stouffer?
I know there's a Stouffer. You know what? They may have been referencing the Stouffer TV dinners. Maybe that's what it was. Jeffrey would know. He's a Golden Girls lover. Because I remember Dorothy was going something, and a Mrs. Stouffer. Jeffrey, help me out here.
There has to be a more constructive way.
Something about Mrs. Stouffer. You said Mrs. Roper was Three's Company, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
She wore these awful long
lady gowns.
Yeah, house dress. What was that thing?
House coat.
No, it wasn't a house coat. It was like a house dress.
Isn't that house coat? Jeffrey, help me. A moo-moo?
No, yeah, a moo-moo. That's it. Yeah, moo-moo. See, they're all saying it, and they got it. It was a moo-moo. Thank you. Vintage what? Peep Show. A go-go?
That's Margot.
Hi, Margot. How do you know what they are without their...
That's Tammy does lives with them. They do live sales with her and her boyfriend Brad.
I didn't know that. Hi,
Mrs. Stouffer. I'm not gonna get that out of my head now. Jeffrey, you're not helping me. Who is it?
Vinny. Put your face on the machine on the movie. Thank you.
I'll move my phone over here.
Hello, who?
Okay, he doesn't know. Maybe it was a different name. Kristen Becker is I think how you pronounce that. Marty Stouffer did Wild Kingdom.
Amy's out. She's like, thanks, guys. It was fun. Just, I know.
Oh, Margot says she's been watching you for ages.
I know, but Margot, I didn't know that Margot, because Margot doesn't show up. Yes, I've seen you. I've seen you. You do.
She does live sales with Tammy and Dave.
Yeah, I know now, but I don't remember Margot as the name. I just was looking at Vintage Pete. Now I remember. I'm sorry.
Moo aka Cafton. I don't know that one. I remember Salem. Oh, she says she's remembering Salem.
Yes, Salem the cat. 20 years.
It's crazy.
He's over the Rainbow Bridge.
That happened last year? Was it last year?
Yeah, he died last spring.
Yeah, my pooch has been gone for 3 years, early 3 years in October.
20 years. I never told you how I got that cat. I had no idea that I'd
That's it, Jeffrey.
20 years.
Rose, it wasn't my fault. We were backing down the driveway, and Sophia told me I ran over Mrs. Stouffer.
Vinny,
that's what it
you're
is.
Not in the movie. They can't see you.
I'm reading the thing.
We'll get it so where all that. I don't want everybody just looking at me.
Okay. Yeah. So he remembered that part. So he was saying Rose was saying it wasn't my fault, and we were backing down the driveway, and Sophia told me I ran over Mrs. Stouffer. Okay, that was just a character. From that, I got it. Or that was just some character they made up for the show. But I heard the name Stouffer, and I was like, oh, I wonder if that's a reference to that.
If I told you I have never, and this is the truth, I have never, I know you're not going to believe it, I have never watched one full entire episode of Golden Girls in my life. Never.
My grandma used to watch it when I was little, and so that's how I first heard of it, and then a bunch of stuff started resurfacing. I'm not
a TV guy. Golden Girls didn't do anything for me.
I think they're hilariously savage.
Well, it's great. I'm sure it's great. I just am not I've never seen one. I mean, I know what it is.
Miami is nice, so I'll say it twice.
But
yes, that was hysterical.
Never seen it.
With my generation, you know how people are. They're savage. They roast people. They do all kinds of stuff. It's kind of like why my generation likes it. And plus, it's a throwback to a lot of different things that happened in the 80s. Like, it's set in the 80s. It was done in the 80s. And it was really funny. My grandmother got a kick out of it. And I was too young to watch it back then. But as an adult, I binge watched the entire show. And I don't think I've laughed that hard in a long time.
Yeah, I was always watching PBS and documentaries.
Dottie 55. My 25-year-old son used to watch Golden Girls when he was young. Oh, okay.
Somebody wants to know Colleen wants to know how I got Salem. I got Salem. I was on vacation in Cape Cod, and when I got back, I was playing all the messages on my answering machine. That goes way back. You know, you were out of town for 2 weeks. You get home. And you press the button on the answering machine and on a cassette tape, and you get all these messages.
Oh, gosh. Throwback.
And a message came on and said, blah, 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 blah. Come over to so-and-so's. There's a cat. There's kittens. Come and get one. Well, I had cats growing up when I was a boy. But as an adult, I thought, well, okay, maybe I'll just go out and look. So I went out to this farm. And it's a farm cat. It was a working farm. So the cats are just out in the barn. You know, they have the, farm cats. And I was looking at the cats and the kittens and I said, okay, whatever. No, I don't think I'll get a kitten. And the lady said, well, let's go inside and have some iced tea and a sandwich. And we're going in the back door of the farmhouse. And I'm walking up the steps and there's bushes on either side of the step. And I hear this little peep, peep, peep. Well, this little tiny, you could put it in this teacup. black kitten.
And he fit in that thing.
It was a newborn.
Oh.
The mother wouldn't let it. It was something. It was either the runt or something was wrong with it. An animal had gotten it and bit its ear. The mother wouldn't let it nurse, and it's just the way it goes. And I said, what about this? And the farm lady was like, well, that's just nature. That's just what happens. I said, so what's going to happen to that? Anyway, I said, I'll take the thing. So I got a shoe. I put him in a shoe box and put him on the front seat of my 1976 Volkswagen Beetle. And I thought, what am I going to do with you? I took him to the vet, and they said, I don't know. They were too. It was too little to do much with him. So they tried to get the bugs off of him, and they said, all right, here's a bottle with milk in it, and do this. Go home, and we don't know. See what you can do.
He was no longer the runt of the litter after he lived for 2 decades.
But for 3 days, I thought that kitten was he was lethargic. He wouldn't do anything. And then like on the 3rd day, he just woke up and turned into a cat. And that was 20 years later. And he never got sick. He never had a health problem in 20 years. He never tore up the house. He never pooped on the rug. It was a perfect cat.
Hard to top that.
And he would run to the door and greet me when I came home, and he would sit on you. And if I got up to leave the room,
he'd get pissed at you.
Oh, he'd follow me.
Oh, he'd stalk you.
If I went into the bathroom to sit on the toilet,
the throne,
he'd have to come in and sit, and supervise the job, sit and stare. I tell everybody I spent 20 years being stared at by a cat.
They rule the roost.
They watch you do everything.
I know they do. Mine follow me all over the place.
Anyway.
And then I go try to pet them and they run away. Little jerks.
All cats if you have cats, do your cats go to the bathroom and watch you sit on the toilet? Now that we're talking about toilets.
Mine do. Mine do it. They walk right in when I'm in the shower. Or
on
the toilet.
Salem would get mad at me if I watched him in the litter pan.
It's like, excuse me? Hello?
No, he would.
I'd be like, no, you watch me on the throne. I'm watching you on the throne.
Yes, they go to the bathroom with you. Isn't that funny that they do that?
My one cat cries.
Yeah, they can. They do.
No, mine cries all the time. Or I can have a full-on conversation with my one cat.
Yeah, you get to learn their meows. People think a cat. You learn the way they hold their ear. You could just listen. You have a cat for 20 years. You know that every meow means even the way they hold their eyes or the way they hold their ears. You know exactly what's going on.
Oh, mine. But mine play favorites, like my one cat, Tiggy. Dad is her favorite. My dad is her favorite. Dash and my brother are like this.
Are they both cats?
Yes. Dash and Tiggy. They were adopted together. And then Bun, I think I've gotten some trust with her. I don't know if they've seen a picture of her. Let me pull her up real quick so you guys can see her. So we got a bunny last year it was a gift for my mom for Valentine's Day. Here she is. Had her first vet appointment.
Wow, is she brown?
She looks like a Siamese cat almost. Maybe that's why the cats like to mess with her. She looks like one of their own. She was a little scared here because this was her first trip to the vet. But yeah.
Wait for the cat. So long for now.
She's a little troublemaker though. She is. She gets into things she shouldn't. She chews on stuff. She's got issues. As do we all.
Well, thank you for watching. We hope you had a good time. We had a good time. It was nice interacting with you. And thank you for looking at our stuff. Some of it will be for sale in the old Curiosity Shop and in Vintage Vinny's Antique Store, which is also where? How can they find you?
I have links to all of my stuff on my channel. You can find me on eBay. I'm on Instagram. I do live sales once a week. Try to get everything shipped out by the end of the week. So make sure you thumb up this channel or this stream. Subscribe to both of us if you haven't.
Turn on the notifications.
Turn on the bell or click the bell if you'd like to know when one of us goes live or a new video pops up.
I never remember to say that.
I try to do videos 3 times a week. It just depends on my motivation.
Yeah.
I might not film or have a video on Monday. I might do a Wednesday, Friday, and then have a sale on Saturday. It just depends on my routine. But if you claim something from my drop sale today, which by the way, if you want to check out, go ahead and do so. It's on my channel, my most recent video. I will have it invoiced by Monday night, and it will be to the post office on Friday, along with anything you purchase on eBay.
All right, that's it. Thanks for watching.
All.
Wait for the cat. And so long for now. Bye.